Wilson here with you. Pat Sperduto alongside on a very chilly night here in our Music City. And tonight, two offenses led by two great quarterbacks, maybe the best quarterback in the area for Ezell Harding.
Oh, J.P. Shelley, he's the driver of Coach Smith's offense. He gets back there, gets a chance to throw the ball 30 to 40 times a game. He's got 33 touchdowns on the season, and he is the key to them putting up points.
33 on the season, including 10 back in week number 1. On the other side of the ball, sure, the quarterback leads the way for the offense, but not only is Clayton Baker the quarterback on offense, maybe also on defense.
Well, Clayton Baker's done such a great job for the Panthers offense. He's a senior, produced some points for them, but defense is a little bit of key because he's going to have to play the safety position and the last line of defense.
The third member of our crew, Larry Ridley, standing by just down the sideline to tell you maybe about the next Vanderbilt Commodore great wide receiver.
Guys, the wind will be howling up here on this hill at FRA, but we'll talk about Eric Davis for Ezell Harding, a 6'3", 205-pound receiver, heading down to Vanderbilt University. Now, Blake, 34 catches, 800 yards on the year, very, very capable wide receiver. He should help Vandy's offense. You look at FRA, very, very young team. Put a big scare at the CPA last year. They lose 13-12. CPA went on to win the 1A state championship at 15-0, but they need to win tonight and hope Joe Burns lose to make that fourth playoff spot in the 1A class. So it should be a very interesting contest. They're at home, and it's very, very cold.
Thank you very much, Larry. We'll take a break. Come back with the opening kickoff on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
The Chevrolet High School Game of the Week is brought to you by
special guest here in just a couple of minutes, getting set for a huge 1A game. Can Ezell Harding complete a perfect regular season? We'll find out in just a couple of minutes. Speaking of officials, and Bob Mays leads the crew tonight, a third member of our crew tonight, Swifty. That's right, Mr. Swift, how are you? We had just a couple of weeks ago, Coach Sperduto and I spoke at the officials banquet, and we decided, being our final regular season game, we'd bring one of our favorite officials up in the booth with us.
And this way he'll be our mediator for all our discrepancies between some calls that Blake and I have had throughout the season.
Ezell Harding set to kick off here to start things on a chilly night here in the Music City. FRA set to receive. Should be a lot of fun. Nice atmosphere building here. FRA had a soccer game down the road a piece, and I know a bunch of their fans on their way back here to Nashville and should be filing in throughout the evening. It is. Field looks great. Should be a lot of fun. Ezell Harding, one of the best offenses in the entire mid-state. And on the other side of the ball, FRA, George Weiker's team, a very young team, will only lose 5 seniors, 2 of which play a number of minutes, including quarterback and kicker, both all-region competitors. So a young football team against a team that's been building over the last couple of years and has state championship aspirations. Speaking of the weather, 47 degrees, wind at 15 miles per hour, clear and cold are the weather conditions. And as you can look down throughout here from where our vantage point is, you can see Highway 65. We've done a game right down at Overton there as well. We're underway here in this 1A battle. This kick will go through the back of the end zone, which Mr. Swift means what? It does mean touchback.
I could have called that. I thought he was the expert. Touchback. Come on, give us an explanation. We're looking for definition.
The receiving team will get the ball on the 20, and it'll be first down and 10, Pat.
Thanks. Hey, they don't call him Swifty because he's on the ball now.
No question. Swifty, his referee buddies voted him to come up in the booth with us, and we're glad to have him. FRA takes over at their own 20. And when you talk about leaders, Clayton Baker definitely the leader of this football team. We'll also see number 3 on the defensive side of the ball. We'll give you starting lineups after this. I formation on first down. Motion man to the wide side left. And they'll run the football on first down with not much success. This carry goes to Blake Turner to the left side, and that Ezell Harding defense gets not a lot of publicity after the offense has put up such huge numbers. Taking a look at the FRA starting lineup brought to you by Cricket, Muck, Zortek, Henderson, Whipperman, and Lehman up front for Coach Weiker's team. Blaker, Core, Turner will get most of the carries. Clark, Wilson, and Warren, the wide receivers. Split backs now. Fumbled snap, ball's on the turf, and FRA is going to bounce on it back at the 15-yard line, and that's one thing, if you're FRA, you cannot afford to do if they are to pull off the upset. On Ezel Harding's defense, Martin, Slusher, Guthrie, and Bischoff. Not Eric Bischoff from the wrestling world. Henderson, Suggs, Owens, and Huff, the linebackers. And in the secondary, Eric Davis, the next maybe great wide receiver at Vanderbilt, leads the defensive backfield that's very, very athletic for Ezel Harding. Now, 3rd and long for FRA, not the way they wanted to start, and we'll see Baker's first pass of the game. Has some time, now steps up in the pocket, he'll run with it. Across the 20 and down to the 25-yard line, stopped well short of the first down marker, and Pat, exactly what Scott Smith wanted from his defensive unit.
He needed to stop immediately. FRA needed some first downs. They didn't get it, so look for FRA to give the ball to Ezel Harding, and we'll see what they can do against Ezel Harding.
Keep in mind throughout the night that both these teams like to run fake punts, fake field goals, onside kicks. We should see that throughout the night. This punt will go into a heavy wind that's been blowing all week here and should give Ezel Harding good field position. Eric Davis, the speedster, stands back at his own 40-yard line. Good punt, and Davis will back up all the way to his 30. That's where he'll take it. Makes a move, tries to get outside, has no blocking in front. He'll be brought down across the 35 at the 36-yard line.
Good job getting downfield by FRA, especially with a threat like that back there, Mr. Davis.
We talk about punting. Chris Cummins is the punter, was an all-state punter. He's also a kicker who we saw in warm-ups from 45 and 50
into the wind.
Into the wind, very, very successful. J.P. Shelley and company trot out for Scott Smith, the head coach of Ezel Harding. An offense averaging 48 points a game. They put up 81 last week.
He didn't waste any time. They got right out on the field, got over the ball, and they're ready to roll.
They faked the speed sweep to Davis, and off to the races is Owens. Owens is gone, and you can put it on the board. 63 yards, one play for this offense, and Ezel Harding is
like
on
that.
top. As an official, you don't want to have to run that far, do you?
Not that early. You're not quite warmed up.
And the clock stops again. Here you go. Nice little trap play by the Ezel Harding Eagles right there, and away we go. That's the way to start it out. Owens just takes it right to the house. That's an easy run. Boy, I think you could have done that one, Blake.
He's 6'3", 205. Bernie on to attempt the extra point and give the Eagles a 7-point lead. The hold is down. The kick is up. And 9:54 to go in the opening quarter. The high-powered Eagle offense on top. 7-0 over FRA on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week. Run by Owens.
And now he's got to go cover the kick.
And
Good
now
thing is, he doesn't have to cover the kick.
Whoever kicks that way is going to usually kick it into the end
They're
zone.
going to have a pretty good night. And what does that mean, Swifty?
It's a touchback. It'll be first down and 10 on the 20.
Swifty here in the booth with us, one of the best officials here in the mid-state. And
How many games have you officiated this year, Swifty?
None at all.
he's
None
on
at
injured
all.
reserve. FRA takes over, 1st and 10 at their own 20. We're 3 and out in their first series, and now trail by 7. They're going into the wind, lots of movement, lots of shifting by George Weiker's offense. Baker under center. And they'll run on first down. Turner again, nowhere to go.
Spread them out. They're trying to get Ezel Harding to open up some gaps. No gaps in the defense there.
This is a defense here, Pat. And again, when you have an offense, and when you watch this, very, very aggressive. You see those front four making a lot of moves, but when you have an offense that you know is going to score a lot of points, you can afford to take chances
and what they're
run
doing,
plays.
they're shooting gaps. Their linebackers are all shooting gaps, they're trying to create something in the backfield, and they've done that thus far.
A loss
Look
of
for it
one.
again right here. Here they go, trips to one side now.
3 receivers wide to the left side on 2nd and 11 for Clayton Baker, the senior. Fake to give up the middle. Baker keeps it across the 25 down to the 26-yard line. A pickup of about 6 yards, and it sets up at least a 3rd and short here. And if George Weiker's team's to stay in it, Pat, they're going to have to get good blocking like this up front. They're going to have to move the chains.
Right. I mean, you see here, nice little play right there. Designed, everybody keys on the fullback. They think they're spreading them out again. And Baker keeps the ball, takes it around the left side, and picks up 4 yards, 5 yards.
They'll do a lot of shifting with the line, unbalanced line, a lot of different things for the Panthers. 3rd down, I formation. Blake Turner, the sophomore, is the tailback. Now he's in motion to the tight end position. They'll fake it and come back
Nice
underneath.
little trap play.
Wide receiver didn't get a good block
What
outside.
have I told you 100 times, Blake?
Wide receivers have to block. All right, Swifty, a flag comes flying. Did you see anything from up here?
I did not from up here, but I'd say we have a penalty.
Penalty down.
Swifty, come on.
More details coming.
Here we go. More details to follow. There we go. A little pressure on your colleague.
For holding, offensive team, penalty is declined, 4th down.
Holding offensive team. Let's take a look here. What do you see? Nice play fake. They come back to Turner. He takes it to the
got
left
some
side.
jersey right there.
Oh, it was the jersey. But again, no block by the wide receiver. He should have got some jersey on that one.
Scott Cummings on to punt on what is 4th and 8. Davis stands back at his own 40-yard line here in the opening quarter.
I've told you too many times, Blake, the receivers need to block in order to make an offense successful.
Ezel showing as if they'll attempt to block this. They're coming after it, and flags come flying everywhere. We'll get our translation
Here we
from
go.
one of our officials here in just a moment.
Little pressure. What did he say?
Do you want to take 5 yards?
Okay.
Giving them the option. This will go against FRA.
Dead ball, illegal procedure, snap infraction against the offense. 5 yards, still 4th down.
Staph infection? What did he say?
That or snap infraction.
Oh, okay.
Center jerking that ball around, I guess.
Chris Cummings now will set the punt from his own 5-yard line. Davis remains back at the 45. Ezel drops back.
They're still coming. Ooh, and they
get
got a piece of it.
This punt's blocked, and it'll hit down at the 25, takes the FRA bounce, and will get all the way out to the 38-yard line. But again, good field position for Ezel Harding. And
Big Chase Slusher. You got to love that. If you're a football player, you want your name to be Chase Slusher. Big old lineman, you can tell. Chase Slusher.
That's big ol', O-L-E.
Big old lineman. Absolutely. Watch him come through it. Big man can jump. Look at him. He gets his hand. You see the big boy right there. You see him. Chase Slusher.
Ezel Harding takes over at the FRA 38-yard line. Shotgun 4 receivers. You'll see it much of the evening. Shelley will take and roll to the wide side. Looking to throw. Is going to go downfield. This is going to get one hop to his receiver. Tried a bit of a sprint roll out there.
Right.
You like to get a good athlete out of the pocket. Let's send it down the third member of our crew, Larry Ridley.
Hey, Blake, I talked to the offensive line coach for Ezel Harding. He said that last drive was a statement drive. He wanted to show that they can come out. They don't have to chuck and throw it all over the place, as Pat Spadutto might suggest. So there was a statement drive. They ran that little trap play up the middle to show that his offensive line can get the job done. They can move the ball by ground.
That's because I told Coach Smith before the game, don't just run the chuck and duck.
Not much of a drive, one play. That opening drive. Now it's 2nd and 10.
Nice little turn back protection. You see the center making calls right there.
Shotgun, Shelley will throw on 2nd down. Comes underneath. It's going to be dropped, intended for his intended receiver, Brideau. Let's look at the starting lineup for the Eagle offense here. 7:34 to go in the opening quarter. Bischoff, Slusher, Martin, Thompson, and Knoll up front in a very good offensive line. Shelley, Owens, who you've seen already tonight, Suggs, Davis, Lavelle, and Brideau. The wide receivers, keep your eye on Eric Davis. We'll take a look at the FRA defense here following this key 3rd down. Again, no huddle, shotgun formation, 4 receivers for Scott Smith's offense. Shelley will throw, has time. Ball is tipped at the line, and an incomplete pass, and the FRA defense is held. Now decision time.
That's a good job right there.
Do you go for it here and try and move it? 4th down, Muck, Zortek, Tipton, and Lehman up front. They'll have to get pressure on Shelley. Sanders, Warren, Turner, and Scruggs, the linebacking core, and Baker, Clark, and Core in the secondary. And it looks as if they've at least forced a punting situation on 4th and 10.
Right. John Mark Lovell is back to punt, number 4. We thought that they were going to punt with number 10, Bernie, but it's going to be number 4, Lovell.
Stands at his own 50, FRA, looking to come after this one. Gets the punt off, a shank off the side of his foot, and this punt will only go about 6 yards, and FRA's defense holds, and now we'll get decent field position out at about the 32-yard line.
I think he kicked that one off his knee.
He'd need that one to the 32, and now FRA's got to get some things going offensively, Pat.
That really was a good stand defensively. You know, it's a cold night. Let's see if he hits this one a little awkward. Oh, no, he just got it off the outside of his foot. That's a bad punt. What's a bad punt? Here he goes, you know, FRA going to spread it out again.
Baker, the quarterback. Now Turner splits the backs. Motion man is Clark. They'll pitch around the right side, looking for some running room. Not much there. Flag's going to come in. We're going to get 1, 2, 3. All three of you saw the same. Swifty, how about that? They all saw the same hold.
You see my man
They
again.
got to be right.
Chase Slusher. He's making his bid, the last-ditch effort. We're taking candidates for the last time.
For the Sperduto squad, the all-Comcast team.
Look, we are not calling
We
it
have
the
a foul on
Sperdutos.
the offense for holding. Penalized 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
All right, Swifty, what do you see here, or what, as a referee, do you see here?
Let's see, I see a running back.
Oh, yeah, right in the back. That's what they all saw.
He was just piggybacking.
As a referee, do you like refereeing teams that throw it around like Ezel, or more of a running team such as FRA?
I like to do both.
Now,
You want a little action, but
you don't want to run all night.
you don't want to run all night. And
Up
teams,
and down the
teams
field.
that don't foul are nice, too.
First and 20, 3 receivers wide to the left for FRA. They'll fake
Counter.
Counter around the left side. Again, not much running room. Those front four for the Eagles
Hey,
are getting some good
you see
penetration.
who's in that pile again? Number 58, Chase Slusher.
As is 51 Will Martin, who's had a nice day. This is the Ezel Harding team. From what we've seen in the first 6 minutes of this game, everybody's talked about their offense. They've got the one nice play. So far in this football game, their defense is looked very, very
They
good.
really have done a good job of penetrating. Slusher and number 76, Guthrie, are getting enough penetration on the two guards from FRA and presenting a little bit of a problem.
3 receiver high formation for Coach Weiker's FRA Panthers, trailing by a touchdown here in the opening quarter. Baker will throw, had a man open, looked for Turner coming out of the backfield, had him open, just throwing a couple of steps in front. You like that play call?
I do. I like them trying to get Turner down the seam. They give it a shot right here. Turner goes off, runs a seam route right there, just can't get it to him. You got to lay that out just a little bit more. But you fear that when you lay it out too much, you get that safety coming to lay a collect call.
3rd down and 22 for FRA, an offense that hasn't moved the football at all here and trails by a touchdown. 6:01 to go in the opening quarter. Baker will run the quarterback keeper around
Nice
the left
block
side.
right there.
Gets a couple of blocks and moves it out close to the 30, but again, another punting situation, and it looks as if they said, hey, let's don't make a mistake
Right.
down here. We've got an all-state punter. Let's protect him better and let him kick it away.
Let's try to work him back a little bit. Look at the block here by Zoratek, number 62. Right there, gets a great lead. Just got to hope that our man Clayton Baker can turn the corner, and he couldn't do it.
Eric Davis back deep. He stands at his own 34-yard line, set to receive the punt. Ezel got a hold of the last punt that Mr. Cummings attempted. See if FRA does a better job protecting. They don't come after this one, set up the return. A low line drive punt. Davis fields at the 42-yard line, makes a move, and is brought down at the 44-yard line, and that's where Ezel will take over.
You take a look. Ezel set a return left, and Davis went right.
Not going to make Coach Smith happy there.
Well, what they do is these guys, these returners, they're pretty boys. They get back there, they catch the ball, and they're like, okay, the return's left. Well, guess what? The cover team's going to all come right at you. So what does he want to do? He wants to make his own deal.
Selfish.
Selfish.
That's what you tell your
Selfish
return guys?
People, go to the wall.
So he'll do
All
it
his
next time.
players want to get those cheap blocks from the side.
Shotgun formation, 4 receivers for J.P. Shelley. Has time, now has to step up in the pocket. He's going to run with it. He's got all kinds of room. 50, 45, 40. Flags come down, and you're going to get a clip, I believe, on Mr. Bordeaux, the wide receiver. We'll have to wait and see what the officiating crew saw here. Shelley had all kinds of room, a pickup of about 25 yards. Clips are easy ones for you guys to see, aren't they?
Depends on where it is. But if that's what it is, that was unnecessary because he was running out of bounds.
Right.
I mean, he was going out anyway.
And then they get a nice little shot on the quarterback right there.
Referees
Little extra
discussing what they want to do here and giving FRA the options of where they want to move it back.
It goes from the spot of the foul, is that correct? No.
Or the end of the run.
Or the end of the run. Okay.
Whichever will hurt you worse.
Well, why are they walking back? I want to know. Why are they coming all the way back? Okay.
You got a hold? Okay.
All right,
All right.
hold on. Here we go.
We have a hold on the offensive team. Penalized 10 yards. Down.
Who they called
Right.
hold, not clip.
Right, they call hold, and it's penalized from the spot of the foul or the end of the run. In this case, it was the spot of the foul. They brought it back 10 yards, and that's why we have 1st and 1.
3 feet down.
Right.
So, yeah. Because they made a good
First and
gain and the penalty was downfield, they get a 1st and 1's pretty nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being in 1st and 1 all the time.
Give it up the middle on 1st and 1, and a first down run by Austin Henderson. He picks up about 6 yards on 1st down, and Ezel continues to go with the no huddle here, spreads it back out.
My next coaching gig, I want 1st and 1s all the time. If they can get that.
I don't know. Are you going to run it or throw it?
What do you think?
I won't answer. Shelley goes under center here. Lone back behind him is Henderson. Give to Henderson up the middle. All kinds of running room. Inside the 30, bounds his way down to the 26-yard line. And when you have such depth at wide receiver with so much speed, and you have a couple of tackles that can move a little bit, it opens things up in the middle.
What they're doing, the guards, there's our man Slusher again, and the guard on the backside again. Big old tackle, number 76, Guthrie. Those guys are opening some gaping holes.
High formation again, 3 receivers set on 1st down for Ezel Harding. J.P. Shelley, 33 touchdown passes on the year, including 10 back in week 1, a state record. They'll continue to pound the football up the middle with Mr. Austin Henderson. This time he only picks up a couple.
I think I must have got into Coach Smith's mind a little bit in our phone conversation. I said, hey, you know, sometimes it's good to run the football. He says, yeah, but no, we're going to keep throwing it. So far, I see more runs, I guess. Now, I've been told this offense was a chuck it around all night long offense.
And let's also say this, that there's 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing here. It's a little tough to chuck it around. There's a USA flag.
It's down a little bit. It's not as bad as it was earlier in the night.
Still blowing very hard. We have it, and I'll be first to admit for all the Ezel fans out there, and Coach Smith and I have talked about this. I asked the question, how do you have a quarterback throw 10 touchdowns, and how do you score 81 points in a high school game? And he believes, hey, we ran our basic offense and they just scored. That's his opinion. We have differing opinions on that, but you can see with the talent they've got on the field as Owens goes around the right side. This is as good a 1A football team as you're going to find in the state.
They're pretty good, and right there, great lead block by Suggs. He leads for Owens, and lo and behold, another big gainer. Take a look here. Here's Suggs, number 20, leading for Owens. Kicks out the defensive back who's trying to force off the edge. Another 1st down.
Matthew Parrott as well out in front. Now they've got 1st and goal just inside the 10-yard line. They'll go again, 4 receiver set. Henderson, the lone back behind J.P. Shelley. They'll give up the middle to Henderson. He'll dive across the 5 down near the 3-yard line, and they'll have 2nd and goal. This offense starting to get some running things going. And, Pat, if they could run the football with this much success, the CPAs and the Collinwoods and the USJs and the other 1A teams are going to have to pick their poison.
Right. That's pretty true. They do have to pick their poison. If they can throw with that type of success and now run it a little bit, you got to like this for Coach Smith. I mean, he doesn't even have to call the plays. The quarterback makes the calls.
2nd and goal inside the 5, full house backfield. Give Owens around the right side. He'll power his way down near the goal line and touchdown. It's 2. Ezel Harding. Those are fun calls, aren't they? Those goal line ones as a referee, Swifty?
A little pressure if they run it right up the middle. You got to find the ball.
Are they going for 1 or going for 2? They're going for 1.
There you see the run by Owens. His 2nd now has a 3-yard touchdown run to go with his 63-yard run on their opening play, and a first quarter that's been all Ezel Harding. FRA will get the ball back here in just a moment. It has to find a way to start moving the football offensively. Mr. Burney on to attempt the extra point and extend the lead to 14. High snap, they're going to run a fake. Burney's looking to throw it, has nowhere to go, and FRA's defense, an excellent job covering that one. George Weicker fired up on the sideline.
There's a moral victory.
Especially when you have a young football team, starting 5 or 6 sophomores on both sides of the ball. That's something that George Weicker can say, win, lose, or draw, that's something we can build on. We'll take a break, come back. Can the Panthers get their offense going? We'll show you on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week. welcome back to FRA. 13-0, Ezel Harding on top. FRA will let this kick go out of the end zone.
What's the call on that one, Swifty?
Touchback.
Touchback. Swifty.
Yep, touchback.
Where does the ball get spotted?
20-yard line.
Oh,
First
that's
and
right.
10,
I
receiving
forgot.
team.
Coach
And-
Weichert.
And if they kick it out of bounds,
On the kickoff,
yeah,
3 choices. Move them back 5, kick it again, take it where it went out of bounds, take it on 35.
how about that?
Nice.
Mr. Swift, the TSSAA official here with us in the booth. We appreciate him joining us, our final game, kind of our appreciation to the great job the officials have done this season. I formation behind, and they'll run the football to the left side. Finally, some running room for Blake Turner. He'll bounce it inside, and a nice first down run. And if George Weicher's team can get some things going here, move the football, and at least change field
They have
position.
to sustain a drive. They have to. I mean, that's their only hope right now is to get back in the game by sustaining some sort of drive. You don't have to throw it. You're not in catch-up mode yet. Right now, you're still in a mode of running your offense, sustain a nice little drive. Let's get down the field.
Split backs on second and short behind Baker. They'll give to the second man through it. A first down run and a nice run by Jess Core. Again, only a sophomore. So you see two guys that have carried the ball so far, both
A
sophomores.
couple young guys, and that's something to hang your hat on. I mean, if you can get a couple guys like right here, Jess Core takes it around the edge, and his the fullback Turner blocking for him. I mean, that's not a bad little deal. They got a first down. They need 2 or 3 in a row, and they'll be in field goal position.
Both their runners sophomores. Their best wide receiver, Brett Warren, also a sophomore. So they've got a very young football team. 2 receivers wide to the right, Warren to the short side left, split backs behind Clayton Baker. The first down for FRA, and they'll throw.
Nice.
Looking for someone out of the backfield, has all day long, now throws it up for grabs. It's going to be intercepted and now dropped.
Thank God.
Should have been an interception.
Right there, they try to get both the running backs down the seams. Really a great job protecting by the line for FRA. Gave him a lot of time, gave him a chance to set up. You see here, quarterback gets set up. Both running backs, 25, Jess Core and our man Turner, both of them come out of the backfield on seam routes and end up crossing. They try to get it to Turner. No good. Bordeaux breaks that up, has a chance for an interception.
5'8", is Mr. Burdor. Second down, 10 to go, 1:36 to go in the opening quarter. Final game of the year here on Comcast Sports Southeast. High school football-wise, we see a reverse, and Ezel Harding is waiting for Brett Warren. There were 4 different Eagles waiting for that one.
Chase Slusher again in the backfield.
You just like his name.
I do like that name. I won't lie to you. See, the worst thing you can do with the reverse is penetration. Once you see penetration, and that's one thing Ezel Harding has had is a bunch of penetration into the offensive backfield. That pretty much eliminates any chance for reverses or counters or things like that.
And now 3rd and long. Not a situation that Coach Weicher wanted to find his team in. I formation behind Baker. Now split backs. 2 receivers set. Baker to throw on 3rd down. Comes underneath, complete to his number 1 receiver. Enough for a first down. And Swifty, tell us this. A spot like that, that's a tough one where you catch it, you see a guy coming back. Do you spot him forward motion, forward progress, or where do you spot the guy?
He got a good spot.
He got a good spot. Let's see.
He comes back on his own. If he'd been,
He does?
yeah, he starts running back.
Okay.
So I'm saying if he had knocked him back, he'd got everything he got.
Okay.
But he actually,
Swifty, keep protecting your friends.
watch him right there, watch him.
Yeah, watch him.
Runs backwards.
Yeah,
then
okay.
gets tackled.
Right, and then where's the ball spotted?
Look where
Yeah, okay.
Good spot. First down for FRA. A good throw by
Keep
Baker and a
protecting your
big
friends.
3rd down conversion. Shotgun formation, 4 receivers set for Baker. He'll roll to the left side. He's going to throw it downfield. Had a man open, incomplete. Intended for Jason Clark, the junior. Had a man open, and those are the type of plays that they're going to have to convert if they're going to keep moving the chains.
Right, well, they've moved it twice now. They've gotten 2 first downs on this drive. They could really use another one, try to get into field goal range. And right here they try to throw it a little bit. Maybe this isn't a bad idea. He's getting good. Baker's getting pretty good protection. I mean, if you notice, the 3 or 4 times that he's dropped back, he really hasn't had a bunch of pressure.
Coach Weicher doing a good job as well, getting him out of the pocket where he can use his athletic ability. 3 receivers wide side left on 2nd down. Core's the lone back. The Panthers trailing the Eagles in a fumbled snap.
Jeez.
Baker picks it up, makes some positive out of it, and picks up about 5 yards in a play that should have forced 3rd and long, is now 3rd and short.
You know the old adage, bad apple, you make applesauce.
I didn't know that adage,
Pick up 6 yards.
but that's good enough for me to end the first quarter. 13-0, Ezel Harding on top of FRA. The Panthers on the move, trying to get back in it in this 1A battle. You're watching the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back.
You're up here killing me some more. That's okay.
3rd and 5 for FRA here, first play of the second quarter. Clark in motion to the wide side left. A throwing down, and it will be a pass. Scrambling now to the wide side right. Got to beat a man. He ducks his head. Nowhere to
You kind
go.
of like that, though. Hold on a second.
Baker ducks his head and tries to run over David Suggs. Suggs would have none of that.
How about my man Baker, though? At least he tried. He gave it a shot right here. Look at it. He gets on the scramble. He says, forget it.
Andy Kelly doesn't do that, does he?
Andy Kelly ain't doing that ever.
He kind of reminded me of one of your favorite quarterbacks we saw earlier in the year, Ricky Eberle over at Goodpasture.
Yep, same type of guy. Same type. And Atchison from CPA.
There were a lot of tough ones we've seen throughout the year.
We have seen some tough quarterbacks.
4th and 4, and FRA will go for it at the Ezel 47-yard line. I formation, and now they'll go shotgun with 2 backs.
You think they were trying to draw him off sides? I think so.
They're not going to snap this one, going for the hard count, and now the flag comes in. Good discipline by Scott Smith's squad.
Nice. That's a good shot right there by Coach Weichert. He says, hey, get under there. We'll run a little motion. We'll run a little exchange with our tight
Play a
end.
game on the offense.
Nice little play. Really a good call by Coach Weichert. I'll give him credit.
Plus, with an all-state kicker and punter coming onto the field with the wind, that extra 5 yards shouldn't hurt them much
This
here at
thing
all.
might be in the end zone.
Or on I-65.
As long as it don't hurt our cameraman.
Chris Cummings set the punt. He'll take it back at his own 35. Eric Davis stands at his 10-yard line. Cummings gets it away. A high punt.
Nice kick. Really a nice
Bounce
kick.
at the 15, down inside the 5, takes a hop and into the end zone.
That was a pretty good kick right there.
Very good kick, but Ezel will take over at their own 20-yard line, leading by 13, 10:44 to go in the opening quarter.
As a coach, you got to love having a quarterback like J.P. Shelley. You walk out there and you just say, hey, go for it. Go make your calls.
Shotgun formation, 4 receivers set, first down. Ezel looks for the play from their quarterback. A little bit like MTSU's offense. West Counts looks over to coaching staff to make the reads, and then they decide on what they see matchup-wise. Shelley takes the snap, look to throw. He's going to go deep. Throws it up to Eric Davis.
Really
Good coverage.
nice.
Flag comes flying in. Jake Sanders, the sophomore linebacker, on the coverage. Wait, we're not going to say anything. We're going to watch the replay, and our official in the booth, Swifty, is going to have to tell us what he saw.
Yes, Swifty. Tell me what you saw on this one.
You got to look for the left hand here. And I have to be looking for it. I was watching his right
You got to
hand
look
tap
for
the
the
ball.
left hand.
That's what we're going to look for.
On the defense, pass interference,
Oh,
15 yards.
Really?
First down.
let's see.
Here's the pass.
Okay. Ball's in the air. Okay, is he calling face guarding?
Face guarding. He's
That's not
look-
what he said, though.
He's not looking at the ball.
That's not what he said, though. He didn't say face guarding.
But face guarding is pass interference.
Okay, but he didn't say face guarding. Swifty.
Pass interference.
Pass interference.
That's what face guarding is. It's a part of pass interference.
Mm-hmm.
4 penalties for 35 yards now on
Not
FRA.
looking at the ball.
Shelley pump fakes one way, comes back down the other sidelines, got a man open, and it's going to be dropped. Pump fake to the left side, got the safety to bite on it, had A.J. Blackburn down the right side, and good defense and a drop pass, and two plays in a row they try and go deep, and neither completed.
I'm going to tell you right now, 2 good plays by the secondary for FRA. Right here's another good one. Really good job of making a little catch-up speed right there, just being in position. You know, you got to get on. Sometimes you can't just cover, you got to recover. And right there, our man number 2 for FRA Jake Sanders does a good job of recovering.
2nd and 10, shotgun formation for J.P. Shelley. Run the option, pitch to the right side. Owens got blockers in front. He's off to the races. 50-45, and he's pushed out at the 44-yard line.
Right there by Baker.
Clayton Baker, the quarterback/safety for FRA, pushes him out of bounds.
Really makes a big play because at least it forces them to run another play, and sometimes that's what you expect from your secondary.
Owens is a big kid, 6'3", 205, and he's got some speed. Only a junior. And really a touchdown-saving tackle by Baker.
Big, strong one now.
We'll go down to Larry Ridley standing by on the sidelines.
Guys, the onus is going to be on the FRA secondary. That's where they're going to do a lot of pressing and keeping the pressure on FRA's offense. Ezel Harding's offense. Look for Ezel Harding to continue to run the ball. FRA doesn't think J.P. Shelley can get the ball in there and defeat their secondary. They're going to keep pressuring the Ezel Harding offense. Back to you.
Hopefully they think that Eric Davis and Owens can run it, because Eric Davis, on a bit of a speed sweep there, takes it down inside the 25-yard line down to the 22-yard line, and a pickup of 20 yards for Ezel Harding.
A couple big blocks right there by the receivers. Again, the difference between big runs and touchdowns are the receivers' blocks.
Ezel Harding on the move again, leading by 13. 10:02 to go in the opening half. Shotgun formation. Shelley hasn't done much throwing the football. The running game has been dominant thus far. Empty backfield with Shelley. He'll throw here, and now he's going to keep it. Try and tuck it up underneath, breaks a tackle, gets a good block, and dives down to the 16-yard line. A couple of good blocks once the play broke down there, Pat.
You take a look here. Shelley drops back, gets some pressure immediately by number 61. Hold on a second here. Gets immediate pressure by number 61 from Franklin Road, who's not on our roster, by the way. And Shelley takes off and makes something happen.
Shotgun formation, 5 receiver set. Center making some calls here on 2nd and 5. Shelley takes the snap, throws the fade to the end zone to Eric Davis. No, not even close. Had him there. When you have big receivers at 6'2", 6'1", 6'3", you can throw it up a lot in high school. You got a chance for them to make plays.
You want those one-on-one matchups by your receivers that are 6'2" and 6'3". It's like a basketball jump ball. Right there, you saw something interesting. Will Martin, the center, number 51. Coach Smith told me, before the play, Will Martin surveys the defense. Some of the calls come from their center.
I formation now with Owens the fullback. Henderson's the tailback on 3rd and 5. They'll give it up the middle. Pound his way down near the first down marker. It's going to be very close. I think he's going to be about a yard short and make it 4th and 1.
And I guarantee you Coach Smith goes for it if it's 4th and 1.
They're going to spread it out here.
It is 4th and 1, and he is going to go for it. I'm telling you right now. He might call a timeout to start.
And now they will use a timeout. 8:48 to go in the opening half. 4th and 1 for Ezel Harding, and FRA needs a big-time stop here. We'll take a break. Come back with the key 4th down play in this 1A battle on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week. One, as you see the FRA cheerleaders here on a chilly night in the Music City. 4th and 1.
Yes, they do.
At the 11-yard line. Owens the fullback, Davis the motion man. They'll give to Henderson up the middle. He has the first down, and that little motion by Eric Davis may have shifted some of those linebackers.
I'll tell you right now, I guarantee you the linebackers and the linemen from FRA knew that Davis was coming in motion, especially after he just picked up 20 on the exact same formation.
J.P. Shelley looks over to his coach, Scott Smith, who's been around this town for a long, long time. Coach, where did he coach in the mid-'80s? The Nashville Bulldogs.
Considered the father of professional football in Nashville, I think.
Shotgun formation inside the 10 on 1st and goal. They'll give to Henderson. He gets a couple of blocks. Not much running room. Football comes
and
loose.
The ball's on the ground. Big play right there.
And FRA's got it.
That's a big one right there.
Henderson stuffed at about the 8-yard line.
And Clayton Baker comes up with it. How about that? Your safety falls on the football. Now he gets a chance to take a snap. Take a peek right here. Henderson hits the hole, gets wrapped up. Nice strip. Look at that. Nice strip by number 2. That is
Jake Sanders.
Jake Sanders. He's done a good job defensively. Got a bad call on the pass interference. Broke up another pass, and now strips the football out. Good job, Jake.
FRA takes over 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line, trailing by 13. I formation. Turner stands 3 yards deep in his end zone, gets the carry, dives his way across the 5-yard line, almost to the 6, a pickup of a couple on 1st down.
Again, Ezel's doing a pretty good job of penetrating into the second level, forcing FRA's running backs to bounce. That's a tough one, Coach Wickert.
Or Weichert.
Talking to his quarterback. Out comes Baker. Let's see what he's got.
2nd, and we'll call it 9.
A little play action maybe here. Puts it up.
Run it again.
Sound like me.
Run it again. Just Core, the lone back here. 3 receiver set. Turner and Warren wide side right. Baker to throw from his own end zone. Comes underneath.
Oh, that's
hits his man in motion.
strike.
Who lays the football on the turf. Ezel's going to return it for a touchdown. Eric Davis picked it up at the 11. We'll have to wait and see the replay here, but the completed pass to Jason Clark out to the 11-yard line, and he laid it on the turf. Eric Davis picks it up. There aren't many who are going to catch him once he has it.
That's a fumble, and then that's a good call right here.
Eric Davis, the senior, who's committed to Vanderbilt, 6'2", 180
right
pounds.
here you see Baker drops back, hits Clark on a simple stack route. Clark has it, turns, runs upfield. Nice strip. Good. That's a great play right there by number 20. Our man David Suggs pops the ball free. Davis, Mr. Opportunity knocks. You take it on in.
Shotgun formation, 2-point conversion attempt for Ezel Harding. Owens, the lone back. Shelley will roll to the right side, comes underneath to Davis, complete, touchdown, and with 7:17 to go in the opening half, Ezel Harding in full control. The Eagles 21, the Panthers nothing, and Swifty, when we come back, we're going to talk about some of your buddies. We'll take a break. Blake Fulton, Pat Sperduto, and Swifty, the best official in the TSSAA, will be back after this. Ezel Harding, the fumble recovery for a touchdown. Then Eric Davis catches the 2-point conversion. 21-0, the Eagles on top. And we'll see our first kick return of the night. Brett Warren takes it for FRA across the 25 and down to the 27-yard line.
What did I tell you about up backs backing up?
They shouldn't back up.
Never back up.
It's like a second baseman. Let the right fielder take it.
That's exactly right. There's no reason for you to go on the drift.
All right, Swifty, let's talk about some of your buddies. We sat in the room with a bunch of your co-workers. Who are some of the best officials? Some guys you've been around this for a long, long time. Some guys that you really respect.
Well, you've got some. Larry Huddleston right out here, the line judge, has worked 2 clinic bowls, championship games, been doing it 30 years. I mean, there's a lot of guys.
Who's the one guy that's 70 years old? Vic?
Well, we've actually got 2. Vic Franciscan is 70, and we got Ray Fuller, who is 70-something, and they both still work.
Hey, 70, he's still 50 again.
The sweep around the left side. Some running room for Turner and a 5-yard pickup on 1st down. A good first down play for George Weicher's club.
Vic Franciscan, didn't he say he was 53 again for the 22nd year?
17th year would be.
17th year, that's it.
But there are a lot of you guys who have been around this for a long, long time.
Yeah, a lot of people stay with it. It's really an enjoyable thing once you get into it.
Uh-oh. Take a look. FRA giving a little bit of
a hurry-up offense. They've got the plays on their wristbands, and they look down.
Taste.
Baker in the shotgun formation, 4 receivers set. Will throw across the right
Same
side.
stack route.
Complete, 1st down. And you like this kid's arm strength.
I do. I think he's a pretty good quarterback. He gets it, delivers it on target. Here this time, Jason Clark runs the same hitch route that he ran at the goal line. This time he just goes to the ground.
You guys are a pretty close-knit group as well, aren't you?
Yeah, we have a good time. We enjoy each other.
We have a good time.
They know how to have a good time. That is
I
for
would
sure. The
say
officials
so.
in the mid-state. We have learned that we're not supposed to guess what they talk about when they're riled up, because it's probably not what we think.
They're probably making fun of the coaches. So all you coaches out there understand that.
Blake Turner done a nice job running the football thus far. Will go out in a pass formation.
Nice.
They look his way, and it's intercepted. Henderson, who fumbled it near the goal line, picks this one off. He's off to the races inside the 20, gets a good block down to the 11-yard line. And Pat, as a coach, when you have a player that cost you a turnover early, it's nothing better than to see him get it back on the next field.
You know, and you want to see him make a play, and that's what he did right there. Turner makes a big play. Really, I mean, he just Henderson gets back there. He goes and takes the seam right away. This is really a good play designed by Coach Weichert. Henderson drops back. He's in his hook zone. He just continues to drift and ends up picking that up. And then I like this part. He goes and tries to run over people.
Shotgun formation. Ezel trying to get up 4 scores here. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 11. Shelley to throw. Looks to the corner of the end zone. Is going to throw it up. And incomplete.
That's a good play right there by the defender. Number 8. That's Brett Warren, the key receiver on the other side. Really makes a nice little play right there.
A variety of different plays, and Ezel's offense gives you so many different looks. They can go I formation and run it, 4 receivers, and go deep on you, or different fade routes like this.
Right here, this nice little corner route. They drift in, the receiver drifts in, then breaks it back to the corner.
Shelley, 4 receivers to the left side, 1 receiver to the short side.
He's going to Davis.
Under
I'll
center for the
guarantee
first.
he's going to Davis. Why? How did I know he was going to Davis? 4 receivers to the left. The defense has to adjust by bringing more defensive backs over. You know you're going to get a one-on-one matchup to the right with Davis. You go to Davis.
Davis with the catch. J.P. Shelley with the touchdown toss. And now the extra point to try and extend the lead to 28-0, 5:40 to go in the opening half. Mr. Birdie set to attempt the extra point. The hold is down, the kick is up.
Money.
And it's good. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go. 28-0. Larry Ridley, what do you have for us?
Guys, Ezel Harding is doing a great job. Right now they're not panicking. They're just going to stay in that zone coverage and hope Clayton Baker, the quarterback for FRA, just makes a mistake just like he did. So they're playing it very, very simple. Just stay in a zone coverage and hope that he makes a mistake on his own. Back to you.
It's easy to stay in a zone when you're up 28-0.
Right. Oh, you could stay in zone all night long. A great job, really. The linebackers are doing a good job of getting into their hook zones. And what they do is they take away anything underneath. Right there, Henderson sets up the whole thing with his interception by the linebacker just staying in his hook zone, drifting, takes away the seam.
Does this not look Andy Kelly to Corey Fleming?
It's pretty simple. When you know you got one-on-one, your receiver is 6'3", 200 pounds, and is kind of an aggressive guy, can bump and jostle, and he's going against a smaller defender. Yeah, I mean it's good coaching. It's a good play by the quarterback. A good play by the receiver.
J.P. Shelley's 34th touchdown pass on the season. Had 7 last week, 10 back in week 1. He can put up numbers in a hurry. This kick return will be taken by Clark inside the 10-yard line. He'll bounce it outside. A good return across the 30 down to the 34-yard line, and that's where FRA will take over.
Let me tell you, Ezel Harding is a pretty fundamental team. I like what I've seen so far. I give Coach Smith and his staff a lot of credit.
28-0 they lead. Swifty, you guys not only a close-knit group, but a lot of people don't realize you guys have jobs. During the day, you have every kind of different job possible in the Officials Association.
Well, with the money you make in high school, you don't have to work, But,
yeah, the big
but
dog.
most of them choose to.
And from doctors to lawyers to teachers to judges.
Oh, get out of jail free cards.
No question. They'll run the sweep around the left side. Nowhere to go. That time Jess Ford tried to sweep around the left side, but Mr. Mike Hartman was there waiting.
Hartman does a good job keeping contained, doesn't let anything get outside, and then finishes off the play by making a big tackle.
As an official, do you hate these nights when it's cold?
No, that's the best place to be if it is cold, because you're active and it doesn't bother
Right,
you
you're
once you
running
get
around.
going, You like games where the score's a little closer, but the cold right now is not a
The
factor.
adrenaline's pumping.
FRA trying to get on the...
Umpires dodging people.
We got our skinny umpire in there tonight, too. He's got to be real careful.
We'll talk about that in a moment. Fake the pitch this time, and now roll wide to the right side. Will Baker, he'll get outside, makes a move, and gets a first down, and a nice run. He showed some nice acceleration.
Hey, and my man Chase Slusher couldn't chase him down.
A flag came in late. We'll have to wait and see here. As Clayton Baker
Could be a late hit.
A nice first down run.
Let's see if it's a late hit. You think? No. Let's see what this call is. Come on, Swifty. What do you think it is? By the
Looks like a late flag. I would guess it's a late hit, but I
Okay,
don't know.
personal foul?
We have a personal foul on the defense. Late hit, first down, 15 yards.
All right, of all your official buddies, who's going to give you the toughest time about tonight?
Herb Murphy.
He will rank. Let's see what we got here.
Okay, what was that call?
I didn't see it on that screen.
Yeah, I didn't
Must
see
be
it on
somebody
that
else.
screen either.
How about Keckler?
I don't care much for him, really. No, he's one of my good friends.
I don't care much for him.
Keckler the heckler.
Good guy, good umpire.
I formation, first down, FRA on the move. This time Turner gets the carries, makes a nice cut.
Hey, nice run.
Dive down, pickup of 9, and with 4.5 minutes to go in the opening half, Pat, if FRA can get a touchdown here and
Right.
be down 28-7, you have to feel a lot more
That's
comfortable.
at least the start right here. Good run here by Turner. Lowers his shoulders right there, keeps his feet, picks up an extra 3 or 4 yards. That's always it's always a plus when you can sustain some sort of drive, and right now, that's what FRA is doing. They got a little drive going, and that's what they need.
4 minutes to go in the opening half in this 1A battle. Ezel with a win tonight, or win or loss tonight, will face Moore County in the first round of the 1A playoffs. We'll give you some other breakdowns here in just a little bit.
Turner again.
Turner again with blockers in front. Be close to the first down marker.
He tried to run up the back of Stephen Muck. Another good lineman name, Stephen Muck. Chase Slusher, Stephen Muck. You gotta like that.
That was not Turner on the carry,
Oh, I'm sorry.
but if you want to say it was, we can.
Okay, I was just working on the Muck name.
Jess Core on the carry. It is first down,
Sorry,
FRA.
Jess. Hey, you know what's great about this game? It's going to be rebroadcast on Tuesday night, and all your official friends are going to see it.
One back behind. Baker will throw. Gets a good block. He's going to try and throw it back across field. Has nowhere to go and ducks his head to pick up a yard.
Hey, right there, that's a collect call from China. Stephen Muck delivers the blow. Take a peek right here. Clayton Baker rolls outside and come back. Watch Stephen Muck right there. Gets a shot on big old Chase Slusher. The two big boys going at it.
Be second down now. 2:45 to go in the opening half. And there'll be a timeout on the field on this chilly night. Speaking of other games, in the 1A battles, there's another game in Region 5 1A, a huge game tonight down the road. DCA is down at CPA. The winner of that game will get the number 2 seed and be able to have a home game against Wayne County. The loser has to go on the road to Cascade. Joe Burns, the other playoff team, will travel to face Collinwood, maybe the best 1A team in the state. So a lot of good teams, the Collinwoods, CPA, Ezel, Harding, USJ. There's a lot of teams that can make some noise.
Who are the two favorites out of 1A?
Ezel has to be one of your favorites the way they've played this year. Collinwood, a lot of coaches down in that area say they may be the best 1A team, and David Pack over at CPA will still tell you that he thinks USJ is the best 1A team in the state. So there's those
And
teams.
don't be surprised, CPA is a team that's going to be dangerous in the playoffs. You know Coach Pack and some of the things he does. Don't be surprised if he comes in loaded for bear once he gets to the playoffs.
That's the one thing, and Swifty, you know this being around this level for a long, long time. Ezel Harding was 5-5 a year ago. They've blown everybody out this year. When they get in the playoffs, it's going to be a different story.
They're a good football team.
No question about it. Second down throw is tipped up, but for a team that hadn't had a lot of experience in close games, that's something that Coach Scott Smith's going to have to work on with these kids, is to get them to believe that it's not just all come out and win 81-0.
Nice read right here by Antoine Owens. He's made a few big plays on offense.
He's an athlete.
He is a real good athlete. They got a few of them running around now.
Only a junior, 6'3", 205, has a couple of touchdowns, tipped pass, couple of tackles on defense, and now 3rd and 8 for George Weiker's football team. Shotgun formation for Clayton Baker. 3 receivers set at the 28-yard line. Takes the snap, looks for a screen pass, and now sets it up to the backside, complete
really
to Turner.
nice setup.
Gets a couple of blocks in front, nice stiff arm, down inside the 20. He's going to be about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards short of the first down, but I like the play call.
I do too. That's a great call and really a nice setup. You know what? The two linebackers for Ezel Harding, they don't get enough credit. But I really think that number 15, Henderson, and number 21, Owens, are two excellent linebackers. They're both juniors.
And they both could play arena
Right.
football. Football, linebacker,
Right.
and fullback.
And fullback. I'll tell you, they're two tough guys.
Is that Rupert Grant out there? No, that guy can run a little bit.
Oh.
Fourth
You
down.
are just great at cutting on people.
He's not anywhere here close to
I'm going
here.
to call him and tell him.
That's okay, Doghead. 4th and 2, and FRA will go for it here, trailing 28-0. Swifty, you've been around on a lot of different levels. Who are some of the best teams, or maybe throughout your time, some of the best programs that you've seen?
Riverdale, the past several years has been excellent.
Did you see them at all this year or last year?
Last year in the finals, they got.
Oh, did you do the championship last year?
Yeah, where Red Bank beat them in the snow.
How about
my,
that?
My first real snow game.
I was miserable at that game on the sidelines. That was not fun. But yeah, that was a heck of a game. That was
Now, Red Bank's going to come back again because they got a pretty good football team again, don't they?
Yeah, but Riggs with his fractured ankle, and they've lost some games without him out there. But he obviously one of the best backs, not only in the state but in the nation.
What about some of the best players you've seen here in the Middle Tennessee area?
Best high school football, well, I'm out of Middle Tennessee. Keith Davis for Overton was a tremendous running back.
Yep. 4th and 2, the Panthers go for it. Turner in motion. May have gotten away with an illegal motion call, and he's going to drop the pass. Looked like he may have made a move toward the line there, but drops the pass nonetheless. Ezel Harding will take over with 1:50 in this offense. Scott Smith's going to try and go put that final nail.
That might be just enough time for them to put about 14 more points on the board.
That catch would have been enough for a first down in and out of the hands of Blake Turner, and now Ezel trots back onto the field. Shotgun formation. They'll take over on their own 20-yard line, 80 yards away, leading by 4 touchdowns, 1:50 to
They
go.
will waste no time going down this field, so FRA's got to make a big play. They got to force a turnover somehow, somewhere. I really like the defense, too, by FRA. They're coming up and they're playing press on the receivers.
Shelley will throw. He's going deep down the left side. Man-for-man coverage is going to be complete. Touchdown. 80 yards. You can put this one on the board. A.J. Blackburn makes the play in really good coverage. Jason Clark just didn't make the play.
Nope. That's one of those that you're in the right position. Number 22 on number 22. Both those guys, number 22 and number 20, both those guys are there, and you just can't finish it. You take a look here. Shelley looks to the left, then looks to the right, then ends up throwing back to the left. And here, perfect position by Clark. He can't do it. And Blackburn just goes on and takes it the distance.
Extra point attempt by Bernie to extend the lead. 8 seconds, 80 yards. J.P. Shelley's 35th touchdown strike of the year. And the Eagles are rolling. Bad snap, and now they'll have to scramble. Fumbled the football. This is going to be rumbling, stumbling, dumbling, nowhere to go, and the extra point.
Can you take that back?
Not on Friday. Only on
Not
Saturday.
on Friday. Okay, just making sure.
34-0 the score with 1:32 to go in the opening half. And, Pat, we knew coming into this game that it would be a tough battle for FRA. The seniors for Ezel Harding, having never won here at FRA, they're sending a message, I think, to say, hey, we're that good.
Right. And they're going up and down the field right here. This is an impressive offense. I'll give them credit.
And you look to the right side first, and that's where Davis is.
You take a look. You go back. If you see that play again, when he looks to the left, then he turns back to the right. You see what happens. The safety, from that angle, that was a perfect view. The safety turns, and now he goes to his left, which is Shelley's right, and then Shelley can turn and come back to the left.
Larry Ridley, what do you have for us?
Guys, Coach Smith's team went 5-5 last year, a very young team, but they took their lumps and bumps, and now they're a very, very good team on their way to 10-0. They have 16 starters coming back this year, 8 on offense, 8 on defense, 4 receivers. That's right, 4 receivers caught at least 16 passes this year. Very, very potent offense.
Thank you, Larry. Ezel set to kick off here, leading 34-0. This kick will be taken at the 10-yard line. And a good return out across the 30 again. And good field position again for FRA as Jess Core brings it out to the 34-yard line. We'll give you scores from around the mid-state in just a little bit. As a busy, busy night for a lot of teams and a lot of decisions made on playoff pairings. will be done tonight, the final week of the regular season.
Like I said, I mean, we've been heralding this offense for Ezel Harding. Don't kid yourself. The defense, especially with those three linebackers, number 21, number 15, and number 20, that's Suggs, Henderson, and Owens. Those guys have made plays all night long, and now the big men get a chance to make some plays.
That time a sack for Travis Bischoff, not Eric Bischoff from the WCW wrestling world, but Travis with a sack there, and he's a big kid, 6'1", over 200 pounds.
Those guys up front have done a great job. You got to give the O-line coach a bunch of credit here. Bischoff coming through there. They got Slusher. They got big number 77, Hartman, Guthrie. Those guys are making some plays. They're making a run for the all Comcast squad,
which will be announced a week from tomorrow on the Sports Factory on ESPN2. 10:30 next Saturday morning. You can find out who makes the All-Sperduto squad. Baker to throw. Comes underneath. One hops to his intended receiver. And will bring up 3rd and long with 31 seconds to go in the opening half. If you're a coach, Pat, when you go in at halftime, if you're George Weicker, what do you say to your squad?
Well, let's just go out and have fun. You can only play one play at a time. It's in the past. You got to move on, and you really do. Now with your young guys, you got to build some sort of confidence, and that's what they're going to try to do when they come out the second half.
4 receivers shotgun for Clayton Baker. Takes the snap and now have to roll out. Under some pressure, all kinds of Eagles coming after him. Throws it up for grabs, and it's going to be knocked down and almost intercepted by Eric Davis.
Davis is a pretty good football player. He's all over the field, and you know why he's a Division I prospect now.
Athlete-wise, from all the teams we've seen this year from top to bottom, Ezel Harding is right there with the Hillsboroughs and the Hendersonvilles. And Franklin's, and we like the athletes just down the street at Overton.
I thought Overton,
position-wise.
I'll tell you right now, skill position, this is a good football team, and you're seeing it. Shelley's a good quarterback. Davis, Owens, Henderson, Suggs. I mean, you're seeing a bunch of guys that can make plays, and now with 20 seconds left, hey, Coach Smith says maybe we'll get another score.
FRA took the time out there, so not sure if Coach Smith wanted that.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Coach Smith just walked out to the huddle and said, hey, we might as well try to put up another one.
4th and 20 here for FRA, and they'll punt it away with 20 seconds to go in the half. Swifty, we'll let you sneak out of here.
I've had a good time, but
we appreciate you, and be sure and do, in all seriousness, pass on to the officials because obviously a TV game kind of breaks things up a little bit from your guys' perspective.
It hurts them, too. I mean, you got to realize we have the luxury of replay. They're down there without that. And I'm only teasing. You know, I know they've made
You're defending them?
I'm defending them, yep. We have the luxury of replay, and they don't. And a lot of times we question their calls, but you know what? I'm sure
you
they
do it on the sidelines.
Hey, they question my call. Oh, that's right. I do it on the sideline. They've questioned some of my calls in games, too, I'm sure. So that's part of officiating. You guys get the brunt because nobody's ever. And there's one team that's always going to be sad with the officials.
Chris Cummings set to punt here on 4th and 20. Eric Davis back deep. Ezel drops a couple back. Cummings gets the punt off. A good kick. Will sail over the head of Davis, out of bounds, and a good job by the special teams.
Great kick.
Let's take a quick look before half at some of the scores across the mid-state that have some playoff implications, and there were some huge games tonight. We'll keep you posted. This brought to you by WTN. Be sure and tune in tonight after the game, as I'll be back in the studio and have all the breakdown and playoff pairings. David Pack's club leads 6-0 at halftime. The winner of that game gets a home game. Beach leads Gallatin 7-3. The Green Wave trail at the half. That would be a huge win for Beach if they could knock off Robert Lassiter's squad. Those are a couple of scores from around the mid-state, and we will keep you posted on some others in just a little bit, including Riverdale, if they can continue their march.
Screen.
Shelley sets up the screen, almost intercepted. Owens comes back for it. Now he's off to the races. 40, 45, tries to get some blocks across the 50, and he came back for the football.
I'm going to tell you right now how big a play that was to end the half. Owens comes back and literally takes the ball away from 2 FRA defenders.
Swifty, always a pleasure.
Enjoyed it, Blake.
Steve Swift,
Thank you,
one of
Coach.
the best officials.
Good having you here.
We appreciate him being here in the booth with us. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Larry Ridley will have halftime entertainment down on the field. It's 34-0. The Eagles over the Panthers.
Okay, thanks for joining us for halftime. Welcome back to FRA High School, where Ezel Harding has a 34-0 lead on the visiting FRA, the home team. Okay, let's talk a little bit about your strong academic score that you have at Ezel Harding. It's got to be great to have a strong academic score because a lot of people know that in the Nashville area.
Right. We've got students that do real well, are able to enter college without any problem. They do quite well on the ACT. Some of the kids, the quarterback, for instance, is done real well on the ACT and is doing very well academically to be offered scholarships. We have a very strong school. Our kids average about almost 24 points on the ACT, which I think everybody taking it, that speaks real well as an average for the school. We're really excited about the ball team this year. A lot of those kids are scholars as well as athletes, so we're really excited about that.
A lot of people, might not know what a Quiz Bowl team or, a key club is, but y'all have a really, really good Quiz Bowl team. Talk about that. I think it's very interesting.
Okay. We compete across this part of the country. We compete actually against people from the other parts of the country, but we dominate a lot here. We have one of our teachers who works with this and instructs, and in some of the universities around in the summertime, so we're very recognized in that area. And the students, some of these students participate in that.
Feels good to be 9-0. You've got to be proud of Coach Smith and the football team, the Eagles, doing a great job. I know you want to get out the point that you have a great softball team. They've been to numerous amounts of state finals in the last 10 to 15 years.
Yes, these kids have worked together for about the last 3 years, and they've conditioned, and they are the leaders. The senior leaders have just been great this year. They have a lot of self-confidence, and it's just all come together. And I think Coach Smith, we owe a lot to him for that, and I think the kids have a lot of confidence in him as well.
You mentioned to me that maybe some grandparents and other people get involved with maybe sponsoring some kids and getting them through a rigorous program at Ezel Harding and helping them get through financially.
Right. We have a lot of parents, both mom and dad work. Sometimes mom works, to help with that tuition. We've got a lot of grandparents that participate in the child's education because they believe strongly in a Christian education and academic education as well. As we have a good sports program, we think. We're real proud of all the kids. They're doing really great this year.
And that's Miss Linda Cole, principal at Ezel Harding. Her team up 34-0, 9-0 on the season. We'll be back after these messages for more halftime festivities.
And now our senior cheerleader. Our senior volleyball players.
Welcome back to Franklin Road Academy. The home team down 34-0 to Ezel Harding, 9-0, number one in Class 1A right now for the season. We're joined now by Dr. Sissy Wade, the principal at Franklin Road Academy. Franklin Road Academy is an independent school, but there are a lot of independent schools in town. What makes FRA different?
Franklin Road Academy is a student-centered school. We are a school in a Christian environment, an inclusive Christian environment. We have 945 students, kindergarten through 12th grade. And it is our mission to do three things. First, first and foremost, we are a college preparatory school. We have a challenging curriculum, and we prepare our students well for the academic challenges ahead. But an FRA education is more than that. We believe that our students should become persons of integrity with values that will sustain them and lead them throughout their lives. And finally, we're a place of balance. We want our children to find the needed balance for their lives. We do that through the arts, through athletics, and through our many activities. So those are the ways in which we are distinctive.
You've done a lot of running around today. Your girls' soccer team is playing in Chattanooga for the state championship. They're in the Final Four right now. Talk about a little bit about that.
It has been a busy day at Franklin Road Academy. Yesterday, our boys' cross-country team won the region, and today our young and eager soccer girls played in the Final Four. We were not successful, but we certainly are ready to come back for another try next year. And then we're back on the hill tonight, and it's a glorious night on our hill.
Speaking of the hill, it's a very, very special place. It's kind of breezy up here. I called it Mile High earlier today, but talk about the hill. It's been a very special place for you all.
This is a special place. George Volkert, who was a former trustee at Franklin Road Academy and chair of our board, actually, had a lot to do with how this football formation and the athletic complex in its entirety came to being. Through the efforts of many dedicated folks, we were able to build a beautiful football field, actually one of the finest in the state, up on this very place. And there's a glorious evening that you can look out over the hills of Nashville from this very hill. It's been a lot of great times up here.
Just completed $7 million project. Talk about what those projects were, and were there any academics involved in that?
Absolutely. We just completed a middle school project in which we built a brand new middle school and a fine arts facility. This $7 million project now is completed, and we have 300 students in that middle school, and we use the fine arts facility, including an 800-person theater every day. Going to have a musical next weekend, Pippin, and we invite the public to join us.
You're a school that only offers college preparatory classes. That's very tough, but you get these kids out of here and they get into college and they make great grades and they become great individuals in society. Talk about that.
Absolutely. We are a college prep school, and ours is a very challenging curriculum. Students who come here work hard. Our students, for instance, last year's class, their college choices are spread from coast to coast, literally from Colby College in Maine to the University of Southern California, with the University of Michigan and Wake Forest and Colorado and many places in between. Not only that, but when our students go to college, they perform well. They feel like they are well prepared. Our top scholars are making top grades, and many students are placing out of freshman classes as a result of their education here. So we're very proud of that, and we continue to try to offer academic excellence.
That was Dr. Sissy Wade, the principal of FRA. Her team down 34-0 right now. Ezell Harding up big on the road. We'll be back after a short message. You're watching the Comcast High School Game of the Week.
Come on, youngster.
So I'm gonna show you a little something now. Here we go.
Beat you like a drum.
Left hook, left hook.
Your mama ain't gonna recognize you.
Watch your head now, watch your head.
Watch yourself. Look out now. I am the greatest.
Same time next week, Pops?
Yeah, and you might want to work on that left hook.
The fastest connection to online games and the best way to stay connected. Comcast at Home High-Speed Internet. It's all about fast. Stop by a Gateway Country store near you and you'll get this great offer.
Watch yourself.
Next February, we've got the home snow. The Winter Olympics in our house, Salt Lake City, 2002. See it on the networks of NBC.
To advertise locally, call Comcast Cable at 986-4504.
This is the main branch of the Bank of Murfreesboro. It holds a lot more than you can see from the outside. Free internet banking, a large ATM network, mortgage and investment services, and the lowest bank fees around. But the most important things it holds we can't see. Dreams of families, hopes for businesses, and the savings of many lifetimes. Murfreesboro is growing. So are we. Not because we're here, but because we care. The Bank of Murfreesboro. We're friends serving neighbors.
And welcome back to Franklin Road Academy. The Panthers being shut out by the Eagles right now, 34-0. Blake Fulton here with you, Pat Sperduto alongside. And Pat, we can talk about highlights all we want, but really the first play of the game for Ezell Harding sent the message.
Oh boy, right here, you see the big man, Mr. Owens, hits it right up the gut and takes it the distance untouched.
63 yards.
I think you might have been able to run that one.
63 yards on the first play of the game for the Eagles. Then a fumble. Eric Davis, maybe the best receiver on the field, picks this fumble up and takes it in from 11 yards out, and that really turned the tables, if you will. So momentum had started to go FRA's way, if you can, without scoring. They needed to move the ball, had just gotten the turnover themselves, and back came J.P. Shelley. The long touchdown pass to A.J. Blackburn really put the final nail in the coffin in this one. 34-0 at the half.
Right, I mean, you got to realize this is a halftime score, 34-0. It's It's been all one-sided, and that's a credit to Ezel Harding's offense.
Halftime statistics, first downs even at 6, total yards not anywhere close. 301 to 104 in the balance, 181 yards on the ground for Scott Smith's Eagles. 2 penalties for 25 yards, 4 penalties for 35 for FRA.
Right, and Ezel Harding's a team that, isn't known for much of a running game, but I'll tell you right now, 181 yards. Really what they did is they opened up with a little bit of the running game, which probably is a message for whoever they play next week. Hey, you better prepare for our running game also.
Moore County, I'm sure, has some film rolling on this one, as that's who their first-round opponent will be in the playoffs. So second half action about 6 minutes away, as it was senior night here at FRA. Only 5 football seniors to play key roles, including Mr. Cummings, kicker, and Mr. Baker, the quarterback. We'll take a break, come back, and take a look at the 5-1A standings as they stand right now and get you set for the third quarter kickoff on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
Face it, extra cash in a CD player are good things. That's why Chevy Cavalier comes with $2,500 cash back or 0% APR financing. And it's equipped with a CD player standard. Hey, with $2,500 cash back or 0% APR financing, a night out never sounded so good. Cavalier, hurry, see your Chevy dealer. Let's keep America rolling.
Aquinas College, dedicated to a tradition of academic excellence and Christian values. We will meet your educational needs. Aquinas offers a baccalaureate business program, 4-year teacher education degree, an associate nursing degree, an RN to BSN nursing program, liberal arts associate degree, and our adult weekend college. At Aquinas, you'll receive an affordable education with a low student-teacher ratio. Call Aquinas College now at 297-7545.
Food isn't just for entertaining, it is entertaining. Whether we're delving into a chunk of cheddar cheese or a simple sack of sugar, Good Eats looks for the mythic and the mundane. We get to the root of all culinary matters, and when we find it, we cook it and eat it.
Good Eats on Food Network.
Watch the Food Network now on Comcast Channel 54. Brought to you by Kroger. Let's go Krogering.
And welcome back to FRA, 34-0. The Panthers trail the Eagles, and when you look across the mid-state, there are a lot of good regions and a lot of good football teams. And taking a look at the standings for these teams, well, there's a lot of good teams in this area. CPA, obviously the magical run a year ago when they won the state title and beat both of these teams here tonight. Now Ezel Harding has come back from their 5-5 season, and they lead Region 5-1A, trying to capitalize and finish off an undefeated season as they head toward the playoffs. Region 5-1A will face Region 6-1A, which is Collinwood, Cascade, Wayne County, and Moore County. Collinwood, one team that here in the Nashville metro area you don't know a lot about, but run very similar style to Ezel Harding. They like to spread it out, throw it around, and they've got a bunch of athletes as well.
Right, and CPA more than likely will have to face them eventually in order to get back to Ezel Harding, a team they faced earlier in the year. Expect Coach Pack, though, to, like I said, I think in the playoffs it'll be a different tempo for them.
No question about it. CPA, it looks as they lead tonight over DCA, will get a home game where they've only lost one time in the last couple of years. Earlier this year when we were down there against Good Pasture. CPA will probably welcome in Wayne County, and Ezel will welcome in Moore County, and it sets up, if all the seeds play out, Collinwood and Cascade, two teams. Collinwood destroyed Cascade a week ago in their battle for the region title. Those are 4 pretty good teams, and then a team down University School of Jackson may be the best 1A team in the state. CPA beat them back in week 0.
Well, I think
should be a lot of fun.
A little bit of a playoffs are always fun. I mean, it's a second season, and you wipe out your records there, and that's what's kind of fun.
We'll take a break, come back with the third quarter kickoff. Ezel Harding 34, FRA 0. Welcome back to FRA, 34-0 your score, and what's a crisp night here in Nashville, but obviously a nice night. No clouds. The field looks great. The USA logo down across midfield. An absolutely great night for high school football as we get set to head into the playoffs. As you watch this game, if you're a fan, tell these youngsters they can watch this game next Tuesday, 7:30 on TV 75. We replay each game each and every Tuesday. So Tuesday, 7:30 on TV 75. This is the final regular season week, our final week here on CSS, but we will be back next year. Chevrolet on board with us again next year.
So that means we get free cars.
We get free cars from Chevrolet. We'll cruise around the official car of high school football here in the mid-state, and we get to cruise around in those, right?
Absolutely.
So we will be back next year.
I'm making that part of my agreement. I want a free car.
And we do appreciate all the folks from Chevrolet and from CSS and the local group from Comcast here. Dave Carter and his team over there do a great job as well. Set to get going here in the third quarter, 34-0. FRA set to kick off. Eric Davis back deep, standing at his 10. With the win, this kick could go a long, long way off the right foot of Chris Cummings. One of the seniors playing his final game in an FRA uniform. Could be they have a chance to go to a bowl game, possibly.
But they have to win, and Joe Burns has to lose.
That's to the playoffs. No, bowl games are different. That's the playoffs. They have bowl games for teams that don't make the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
This kick will go into the end zone and out of the end zone. It'll be a touchback to the 20-yard line. Do appreciate Mr. Swift joining us here in the booth. Always a pleasure on his night off.
With his boot on.
With his boot on, injured leg.
He's on the injured reserve list.
We appreciate him coming up. Blake Fulton, Pat Sperduto here with you, the Comcast Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week. Scores from across the mid-state will get you in just a little bit. J.P. Shelley trots out shotgun formation. 4 receivers. Shelley 4 of 10, 120 yards, no interceptions, a couple of touchdowns. Clayton Baker numbers not quite as good. 4 receivers, Davis in the slot to Shelley's right side. Baker is the safety for FRA here on first down. Shelley comes underneath to Davis, complete, and a good tackle after a pickup of about 3 yards. And
Jake Sanders.
You've liked the way Sanders has played.
Sanders has really done a good job. Another young guy, sophomore.
They're all sophomores.
That's good news for FRA. That means they'll have a pretty good football team next year. Really, Sanders, physical kid, has done a good job of covering all night.
4 receivers again, and I'm anxious to see here. And again, I've been critical of Coach Smith and his football team all year long. 34-0. We'll see how long he goes with these guys as they head to the playoffs.
And you know what? I talked a little bit to him about that. About, you know, some coaches seem to think that he's running up the score and he's doing things that are, you know, really unfair. And the truth is, he says, hey, we're just running our offense. Our offense is 5 wides and 4 wides, and that's what we're going to do.
J.P. Shelley fumbles a snap, then throws an incompletion there, and he took a hit here after he got rid of it. And that's the thing you have to worry about here is this offense is a high-powered offense, maybe the best offense we've seen all year long.
And that's another thing I asked him. I said, look, why would you keep your quarterback in there that late? He goes, look, he's the guy that runs the show, so I'm going to let him do it.
Shotgun, now 3rd and 7. First drive of the third quarter, 34-0, 11-14 to go in the game. Shelley will give and now run a reverse around the left side. Shelley out in front is going to lay a block for Eric Davis, who's going to pick up a first down, all because of the block by the quarterback. You like to see that from your QB,
you know
a tough guy.
I think he is a really good football player. I think he's a smart kid and a good quarterback, and deserves a lot of credit for what he's done with this football team. I mean, look here, he's tough enough. He knows he has to throw a block to lead, and a great shot. There's quarterback against quarterback right there.
First down for Ezel Harding. Ball rests at their own 34-yard line. 4 receivers set, 3 to the right side, and Owens, the lone back next to Shelley. Calling the plays, hand signals used a lot in this offense. Shelley will roll to the right side. Now he's going to go deep. He's got his man wide open, and it's going to be touchdown, Ezel Harding. A.J. Blackburn wide open for the touchdown, and that one will be 66 yards. Blackburn now 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, 146 yards.
That's not a bad stat.
You like that play. That's a play that you run in Arena League with your inside guy.
Little half roll, and right there is a perfect example. You got the inside guy underneath. The outside guy runs the go route. and away we go. And Blackburn's not going to be caught here.
66-yard strike. Shelley's third of the night, now 36 strikes on the night, and the extra point to come by Jacob Burney. The hold is down, the kick is up, and it's good. 10 minutes, 26 seconds to go in the third. It's Ezel Harding 40, FRA 0.
Well, you know, Ezel Harding, their offense is what it's been cracked up to be.
And now, now 41-0 with the extra point. We'll take a break. Come back on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
People all over town are talking about Fate's Pig and Pie Barbecue Restaurant. Fate's Pig and Pie cooks up the most mouth-watering pork, chicken, ribs, and catfish you ever laid a tongue on. Bring in the whole family or have Fate's Pig and Pie box up your lunch or dinner to go. And if it's a party you're planning, Fate's Pig and Pie can cater any size shindig you can think up. Let Fate's do all the work while you get all the credit. For Nashville's best butts, give Fate's Pig and Pie a call at 356-3060 or stop in next to the Super Walmart at 7108 Charlotte Pike.
In the digital domain of today's computer systems, what does it really take for a better education, a better career, and a better life? One phone call. Make information technology your top priority with expert training and job skills from Drawn's Junior College. Learn what it takes to be a Microsoft support engineer with high-tech classes in Windows 2000, top TIA disciplines, Visual Basic, and more. In Nashville, call 361-7555 or Clarksville, 552-7600.
Ezel Harding picks up right where they left off in the first half. 41-0 they lead. They'll kick off to FRA, who will return this kick from just inside the 10-yard line. Return across the 25 out to the 27-yard line, and that's where Clayton Baker will take over in his final half as the quarterback here at home.
Well, as much fun as we had watching Ezel Harding's offense, I've really had even more fun watching their defense, watching their linebackers. Those three guys, the three juniors, Suggs, Owens, and Henderson, are three pretty good linebackers.
Baker in at quarterback I formation. We'll check in with Larry Ridley down on the sidelines after this play. A first down play for FRA, trailing by 41. See if they can get their offense moving, who moved it a little bit better in that second quarter than they did in the first quarter.
They opened it up, spread it out a little bit, and Baker did a good job.
Baker will throw on first down. It's going to come underneath, completes it to his man, and now he's going to have a fumble. They'll rule it incomplete on that.
That's a good call. That's a good call. He never had control of that, and you would expect him to have control.
They all came up there and agreed on the call, which is what you like to see.
Yeah.
Unity amongst the officials.
I told you. I've always said that. I think that officials, they always need to continue to support each other. Right here, Baker drops back, flings it out there, and Turner wraps it up and pops it free. That's very close now.
Ezel Harding gets a stick there. And now it's 2nd and 10. Three receivers set on second down, trailing by 41. Baker will throw again, comes back to the same play. This time he's going to go deep, and this ball's going to be intercepted.
Oh,
big hit. An interception, but he's going to pay for it. Blackbird's got 2 long touchdowns and has now a long interception.
Blake Turner. Hey, Blake Turner said, look, you might intercept this one, but I'm gonna lay some wood.
J.P. Shelley's night at quarterback is done.
Good.
41-0, and we like to see that from Coach Scotsman. I think he knows that a win tonight is important, a win next week, and to take nothing away from Moore County, who's had back-to-back very, very good years. This team has bigger goals than just winning tonight.
Right there, Blackburn gets the interception, but Bischoff really is the guy that forces it with a big hit on the quarterback. Got to give him a little bit of credit there.
New running backs as well. Suggs along with Huff in the backfield behind John Mark Lovell. Lovell gives it up the middle and nowhere to go for Matt Huff on his first carry of the night. Larry Ridley, what do you have for us?
Guys, I caught up with Coach Weicker at the halftime intermission. He said that they're going to try to just throw it up and see what they can do. They've had they haven't had any opportunities to run the ball, so they're going to try to just throw it up and see what they can get out of it, because just trying to run the ball and trying to throw it short hasn't been working all game. Look for them to go deep.
And it didn't work there either, as they'll run the quarterback sneak here. Will Ezel Harding, George Weiger His team did throw it up there and got it intercepted. Now forces 3rd and long.
That's got to be hard duty for a backup quarterback. You're a senior, Mark Lovell, a senior. He's the backup quarterback, and you know, getting a little bit of playing time here. You never know.
But he also starts at wide receiver.
Right. I mean, that's a plus. But for Coach Smith, you'd like to see him groom a young guy here.
They'll run the option to the left side. He'll keep it. Now fumbles the football, falls down on it, and the FRA defense with a stop.
Hey, there you go.
And they'll force Ezel to punt. Only a second time all night that they've been forced to punt in this football game.
Nice little option play down the line. Lovell puts the ball on the ground, but fortunately enough gets the fall on it.
And now Lovell will go back in punt formation.
Jack of all trades.
He too could play arena football.
Punter, wide receiver, quarterback.
Back deep, standing in his own 25-yard line for FRA is Jess Core. He'll let it bounce, and it takes an Ezel bounce all the way down to the 17-yard line. A good punt, a good bounce, and that's where George Weiker's team will take over. Deep in its own territory, trailing by 41 with 8:05 to go in the third.
Here comes that defense. They've really done a great job all night. The big men up front, the linebackers, the secondary has done a good job.
Leave most of the starters in on defense.
Right. They probably want to keep it clamped down here. The only guy coming out, it looks like, is Henderson. Nope, he's coming in. Henderson wanted to get out. And I said, hey, get out there. We got to hold him down. Let's go for the shutout.
All kinds of movement up front. Motion by FRA. Will move it back and make it 1st and 15.
See, now if I'm Coach Weicker, it's the same deal. Hit ball, false start on the offense, till 1st down. If I'm Coach Weicker, I'm going to play some of my young guys too. I mean, I'm going to
start for him.
Well, I'm talking about at quarterback and at wide receiver. I'm going to give them a chance to get some time.
He's only got one senior out there as quarterback.
His kicker.
What do you want him to do? You're not going to take Baker out in his final half as a quarterback?
Nah, I might play him somewhere else.
You're digging deep.
I am digging.
Baker will throw. He'll roll out. Looks downfield, now steps up and throws it, and this one's going to be close. Pat, you make that catch? No. Goes into the crowd. Good defense by Ezel.
I'll tell you one thing. The big men up front, right there, number 76, Guthrie, chasing down the quarterback. They move pretty well for big
5'11",
men.
260?
Yeah, and our man Slusher, he's 6 foot 300. Couple fire plugs in there. But the good thing is, like I said, they really run pretty well for big men.
Yeah, if there's a team out there that's going to beat Ezel Harding, a couple things they're going to have to do is one, have a secondary with some athletes.
Absolutely.
And number two is going to have an offensive line that they can run the ball and control the clock.
See, I would think, yeah, that without a doubt, you have to keep their offense off the field. Don't let them get in a sync, in any type of rhythm.
Throw again. Baker rolls out, throws it, and one hops it. And these rollouts, I mean, you're asking a kid to roll out, throw against
left,
a bunch of athletes.
Reset his feet.
In a bunch of wind.
Spin around, chuck the football, in wind. That's tough.
Tough to ask.
And you're asking your receivers to get open, too.
In a situation where the secondary and D-line knows you're going to throw.
Right.
So it's kind of a catch-22 for this FRA offense with 7:48 to go in the third, trailing by 41. I'm anxious to see it. We've seen throughout the year some really good teams that have state championship aspirations. A lot of teams here in the mid-state that we've seen. A team like Portland we haven't seen is won 31 of their last 32 football games.
Let me ask you a question. Is J.P. Shelley a candidate for Mr. Football?
In their level, by all means. You put up 36 touchdowns in a season, including 10, which is a state record. Formerly of it, a completed pass here for FRA on the quick slant, and there you see Brett Warren, who had the record.
Kenton Evans.
It happened the weekend. You guys were at the Arena Bowl back in week number 1 for us, and I came up there and saw Kenton, and he couldn't believe it.
Kenton Evans was our practice squad quarterback, and
from
really,
TSU.
From TSU, he was their starting quarterback last year. We put him on our practice squad for half of the last half of the year, and really did a good job, and now J.P. Shelley has taken his record.
Completion there from Baker to Warren, moves the chains, first down. Just Core, the lone back. They'll fake the pitch, and Baker will roll to the right
That's
side.
more comfortable for Baker.
He's going to come underneath, tipped up. It's going to be intercepted at midfield. Ball tipped, and David Suggs, the junior, with the interception at midfield.
You think about it, the three linebackers making plays.
FRA continues to throw the football around, sprint out, sprint out, sprint out. Now he goes and plays defense. Baker's going to be worn out when this game's over.
Hey, it's his last game. Maybe his last game ever.
Leave it all out there. John Mark Lovell remains the quarterback. Some confusion. Not enough players on the field. Now Eric Davis trots back out there. Probably not the one they had out there, but someone didn't fill their role. He'll trot out there and get on the field to split in spot. Little motion. They'll give up the middle, and good defense by FRA. In the last couple of series, really this whole quarter with the exception of the one big play, they've done a nice job.
They really have. I mean, this is their second group, and they're getting off on Ezel Harding's second group.
That wind's starting to pick up again here. The flags are
I told
howling.
you, it died down early.
And now it's going across. It's coming from downtown headed to Brentwood. Earlier, it was coming down straight down the football field. Now it's coming from behind us.
And I bet it's getting a lot colder out there.
No question. Second and long.
Oh!
And there's a hit. That's what we like to see. David Suggs.
That's what we like to see.
Runs up the middle, and he is met in the hole.
Baker, our quarterback.
How many quarterbacks do you see duck their heads?
I'll tell you, I've seen quite a few. Look at this guy right here, right under the chin strap. And that right there is AT&T special.
He tried to pick him up and bury him.
He wanted to. It's an AT&T special. Boom.
Reach out and touch someone.
That's it right there.
3rd and 9 for Ezel Harding. Shotgun, they'll run the option to the left side, keep it, and nowhere to go, and pick up a 3 or 4 yards. And again, you see this. They take out J.P. Shelley, not much throwing here at all, and FRA realizes that has done a nice job.
Well, let me tell you right now, that's a statement for Coach Smith. He's got to take out his quarterback in this situation. You're going into the playoffs. You better take that quarterback out and let him rest. Look at the wind right now.
The USA flag blowing here high atop FRA.
Beautiful.
How it blew so hard a couple days ago, that flag blew off and landed down on Harding Place.
How about that?
That's
Coach
pretty
Weicker
big.
told us that one, and I was like, oh, my goodness.
Line drive punt will go down inside the 15. Goes back and fields it. Coach Jeff Fisher not too happy about that. He's seen that on his team before, hadn't he?
Yeah, that's not good. You don't want to field it inside the 5. One thing you want to do is let it go through the end zone.
Did Coach Fisher send that message in Detroit the other day, you think?
I'm sure he said something.
No question about it. Speaking of the Titans, they're back in action Monday night. Travel up to Heinz Field to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers and what should be a heck of a football game.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
It's all about stopping the bus.
Or stopping Eddie. So I think two similar teams, two teams that are going to have some fun.
FRA
themselves a win.
Takes over, trailing by 41, deep in their own territory. Baker runs a bit of a shuffle pass and nowhere to go, and your man. That's what you like to see.
I like the big boys. I
Cole
think
Guthrie there.
Guthrie, Hartman, Bischoff, Slusher. I'm going to give those guys a little bit of credit where it's due. I like the big guys, Blake, and the big guys are really doing a good job. I'll bet you those 5 guys could eat all day long.
You think the ladies that run the Ezel Harding cafeteria, you see those guys coming?
They know him by first name.
Guarantee they know old Cole Guthrie. 5'11", 260.
Oh, yeah.
Good football player.
Those are the guys that the cafeteria lady loves.
One back as we near the 4-minute mark in the third here. FRA trying to get something going offensively. Baker to throw again. He looks downfield, throws it up. It's going to be intercepted again, and this time there's going to be a return. Blackburn's going to return this one all the way down inside the 5, and Baker's going to keep him out of the end zone at the 1-yard line.
Ooh, that was a tough one. Blackburn, if he stayed to the right and went up the sideline, he would have had his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Hopefully Baker's not worried about stats because that's his 3rd interception of the quarter. And, that's
I don't
not
think
good.
He's worried about it.
2 interceptions now for Blackburn. He's got 2 catches for 140 yards and 2 scores and 2 interceptions.
Hey, Baker's last football game maybe ever I'll guarantee you when he tells his friends he's not going to talk about interceptions. He's going to talk about his 9 completions. I had 9 big completions, you know.
Ezel Harding first and goal from the 1-yard line. John Mark Lovell, the senior, will take this one under center, probably QB sneak territory here. 5 receivers spread out across the field. Lovell takes it, dives down. Flag comes in, you're going to get illegal substitution.
Right. You can't do that. You can't run a guy from the sideline. 12 men on the field.
It'd be a legal substitution. Either way you get it, you can't run someone in from the huddle out to the wide receiver spot or from the bench.
Right, to the wide receiver spot.
That could be interesting if
but
they
I
did
think
that.
they got 12. I think they got 12 on the field. Let's see if it's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They still have 12 on the field. Hey, you would think Coach Smith, you know, you're up 41-0. You know, why don't they play with 10?
We have illegal participation on the offense. Still has 15 yards, still first down.
Coach Smith is like, why can't I have 12?
We were working on a new play.
Hey, you know what? The algebra teacher, the line coach here, he can't be too happy with that. Their line coach is an algebra teacher, a math teacher, physics teacher, algebra teacher. That's not good if they can't count to 12.
That is a problem. But first and goal from the 16. John Mark Lovell will run the option to the right side, pitches it late, fumble the football,
on the ground.
And the ball is still loose.
And it's still loose.
Still loose. And, Pat, what do you say when fumbles happen? Fall on the football. We saw 4 or 5 guys try and pick it up there. Ezel's going to hold on to the football. You had a player one time this year, Big Daddy Gaddy, looked down and saw a pork chop laying there and tried to pick it up.
And what happened?
He didn't get it.
That's right.
Did he tell you why he didn't get it?
Because he was looking at the end zone.
And trying to figure out what dance he was going to do.
That's not a good thing.
No, it is not. 2nd and 16.
He was trying to figure out what dance to do.
Big Daddy Gaddy, he slimmed down a little bit in the offseason from what I hear.
Yeah, he's down. I think he's a biscuit shy of 350 now.
Shotgun formation. John Mark Lovell will throw for the first time, and he's going to have it almost intercepted. That ball thrown up near the 5-yard line. Brett Warren tips it. First pass for John Mark Lovell, incomplete.
I'll tell you, the freshmen and the sophomores for Ezel Harding, I'm looking at them on the sideline. They're all shaking. They're just praying that they can hurry up and get in the game so they can get warm.
We'll give you scores in just a little bit. Your buddy Blake Atchison has just run one in for CPA. They now lead 14-0 over DCA in a region battle. Lovell will keep it on a quarterback sneak up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, goes down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. And Scott Smith will send out the field goal unit here and see if he can't tack one on here as the offense. Very sloppy third quarter.
Right.
For both teams.
Let's see. He's sending out the field goal team, but I don't think this is their regular kicker.
He's the field goal kicker. The other one kicks the extra points and kicks off.
Okay, so one guy kicks off and kicks the extra points, and then they have another guy who kicks the field goals. I got it.
21-yard attempt for Ezel Harding.
I didn't think so.
Fumbled snap.
Hey, I didn't think so.
And John Mark Lovell will keep it and knock down to 10.
I didn't think so.
You didn't think what?
I didn't think they were kicking it.
He's their leading field goal kicker on the year.
Really? Okay. I still didn't think they were kicking it.
Nonetheless, they should have kicked it.
They should have kicked it, yeah.
A minute 54 to go in the third, 41-0. Turnovers,
They were
turnovers.
They were trying to pin him down deep.
And they've done that. FRA will take over their own 10-yard line. We'll get you a complete scoreboard update here in a little bit. George Weiker's team continues to have Clayton Baker calling the signals. I look for them to go back and run the ball, and now they fumble the snap, dive down on it. But I think he thought, hey, let's go out and see if we can throw it and get some things going. It didn't work. I think he's going to say, let's run it and see if we can't move the chains, kind of get back to our balance.
Yeah, let's run it, move the chains, and then let's get in the cars and go home. Don't kid yourself. That's exactly what he's saying. Let's hit the road, Jack.
Coach Weiker, one of the few coaches, and I don't know. I know Ricky Bowers won state championships in football and basketball. He's won a state title in baseball and football.
Huh.
Original first baseman, I believe, with the Nashville Sounds. Also former hitting instructor over at Vanderbilt as well. So baseball background for Coach Weiker as well. Get back to the running game, and Blake Turner I think, too, when you look at this FRA team, Pat, and we look at how many young players they have, sophomores and juniors playing key roles, both their backs are solid. I think that if they can find someone to be a signal caller next year, they're going to be a team.
They had a couple guys in warm-ups that were throwing the ball pretty well. I mean, it wasn't just
Brett Warren, their wide receiver, was throwing it around a little bit.
Yeah.
But you got your two best receivers are sophomores and your two best running backs are sophomores. You get some skill position guys that are going to be around here for a
Well,
while.
I think they got their line has to develop to compete with teams like FRA. FRA is very good up front. I'm a firm believer, Blake. Your big men up front play hard and play well, good things are going to happen. So those kids, the young guys, got to get in the weight room.
Another completion to Jason Clark, a junior. No seniors on that line up front. A couple of sophomores and mostly juniors. Three
Right.
juniors and two sophomores start up front.
Let me tell you right now, Coach Weichert's team has to win this season in March and April and May and June. Those are going to be the key months for this FRA football team. They're going to have to get in the weight room and win in the weight room. And if they win in the weight room, then they'll be pretty good come fall.
Baker keeps it on the quarterback sneak up the middle for 6 or 7. Because you look at it, this football team, David Pack's team down at CPA lost 6 Division I kids a year
Right.
ago. They're young. They're in their bit of a rebuilding year for them. Ezel, this is their year. They've got a lot of key guys, though.
Right.
You look down at it, and sure they lose J.P. Shelley and Eric Davis. They've got a number of sophomores and juniors playing, too. So this is a region here. DCA, a solid football team. Joe Burns improves each year. So this is a region that plays really good football.
Right. Well, like I said, you got to build it from the front, and I really think that, like I said, whatever team does the best job of work in March and April and May will end up having the best season next year.
Completion to Turner. It'll bring up 3rd and short when we come back. 3 quarters in the books. It's 41-0 Ezel Harding on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
It's a pleasure.
Some people spend their whole lives in search of gold. We recommend dependable, long-lasting Chevy trucks. During Truck Month, keep America rolling with interest-free financing on every new Chevy truck in stock. That's 0% APR on all new Chevy trucks. Only offers this good on trucks this durable. Get the gold bow tie. It's Truck Month at your Chevy dealer.
At Money Tree Lending, money really does grow on trees. Ready to buy that dream home? Call us to pre-qualify. Feel like it's too much trouble to refinance? Money Tree makes it easy for folks like you every day. Whether you have excellent credit or even not so perfect credit, Money Tree Lending can help. At Money Tree Lending right here in Brentwood at 615-467-0786 or call us toll free at 877-427-8692.
It is a pleasure to be back. You may have heard Pat Perduto meeting the Woodard family here. Tom and Ann have been a part of this program here for a long, long time. The PA announcer and statistician is Miss Woodard. Their family have been huge FRA supporters for a long, long time. 3rd and short, first play of the 4th quarter. No good, if you will.
My big man right there. You see the big boy, big Chase Slusher.
You can find a spot on your team for him, couldn't you?
Yeah, he's one of those snot-building tough guys.
4th and short, FRA will go for it, trailing by 41 at their own 42-yard line. Baker will fumble the snap.
He's not going to get it.
Was going to run the quarterback keeper.
And then he just chucked it forward.
He thought maybe under this pile if I scooted up there.
You know what you'll notice? See what you see what the Reese did. They dropped the beanbags immediately. Good job. Wish our man Swifty was here. Uh-oh. We're going to see another quarterback now.
Ezel takes over at the 30, we'll call it 7-yard line. 11:20 to go in the ballgame. I'm anxious to see high school football, the playoffs here. And be sure and tune into WTN tonight. Murphy Farrer will join me a little bit. We'll have the entire breakdown of the entire state.
That guy there knows everything about high school football.
No question about it. We do have a new quarterback for Ezel. And they'll run the football around the right side. A couple of broken tackles and a first down run for Matt Huff. Pat, who's our new quarterback?
That'd be Randy Schiappi. That sound right?
No.
Okay, what is it, Schlappy? I don't know. It looks like Schlappy. I'm right. Schlappy.
I think you've called people Schlappy before. But that's
Schlappy.
That's Andy McCullum's nickname for his offensive coordinator, Larry Fedora. Schlappy. They run the speed sweep around the left side, and some good moves there by Kyle Todd. Only a sophomore.
Boy.
Now you're starting to see some of the younger skill position guys get
Kyle
in.
Todd got a little bit of swerve right there. You see him, nice little cut. That's a nice little run right here by Kyle. Watch this. Takes it around the left side, nice cut. Follows his blockers, little dip. Drops the shoulder. Nice run.
4 receiver set. Huff the lone back.
Schlappy getting ready to sling it.
Randy Schlappy, sophomore, 5'11", 180-pounder. Will give to Huff up the middle as lineman. Don't get much of a push there.
Oh, come on. Look at big Chase Slusher looking down saying, hey, how come it was working earlier? Come on, you got to be like our big boy Owens. Let's go.
And don't forget the all-Sperduto squad. Players that
We
we've
are
seen,
coming up with
it's
a new
already put
name for
It's
that.
already put in.
I don't want it to be the Sperduto squad, like the Comcast Commodores or...
What?
No,
Anything with Commodores, we don't have much chance of winning.
Okay. We'll call them the Schlappies.
Schlappy keeps it here on the quarterback
Oh,
draw.
good play.
He goes nowhere.
How about the big boy?
Stephen Muck.
I like that name, Muck.
But we will unveil the all Comcast team next Saturday, 10:30 on ESPN2, the Sports Factory. We're going to have fun. It's only players we've seen, and it's looking at the best players, maybe some things they've done.
Maybe a couple guys tonight will be added to the list. I know we had quite a few.
No question about it. I know of 3 that we have added to the team thus far.
Right. We got. The funny thing is we're going to have about 7 kickers.
No, we do have a bunch of kickers. We'll have coaches, players, all kinds of things.
Referees.
Long field goal attempt for Schlappy. This will be 44 yards with the win. Line drive kick, no good.
Schlappy.
Line drive kick is no good. Wide to the left. You talk about teams in the mid-state. We haven't seen all the teams, obviously, but a team like Portland will defend their 3A state title. A team like Hillsboro has state title aspirations. Ron Adelot's squad. Hendersonville, a team that everybody's talking about Riverdale, but Hendersonville continues to win and wins maybe the toughest region in the area.
We saw them early in the year. I like them. I really think that's a good football team and a good program, really.
Baker throws underneath, and it's going to be incomplete off the hands of James Wilson. But you look at some of the teams across Good Pasture, a solid team, as is Lipscomb.
Right.
There's a bunch of good teams in Riverdale.
Feel,
Riverdale lost in the state title a year ago and maybe had the best team. And
I kind of feel bad because we're going to have our all Comcast team, and there's going to be some teams that have good football players, but they're just not going to be able to be added to the list, and that's a sad thing, but it's what it is. Like Gallatin, I'm sure, has got a couple football players that we would have fallen in love with. But, we can't add any of them because they didn't play on Comcast.
And maybe next year we will. And it's maybe like Madden. Madden doesn't put teams in. And do want to say a special goodbye to Coach Crawford over at Laverne. Calling it quits today.
He may show up somewhere very shortly.
He is absolutely a great man, has been in this business over 40 years.
Good.
Called it quits today, and we wish him the best.
We called his game. That was week 2 for us, but really week 1 for you and I.
Yep.
And I really
been the last
very
week.
impressed. It should have been first and last. Exactly.
3rd down. Baker will keep it around the right side. He's going to have a first down. Ducks his head across the 35 out to the 37-yard line.
We might put Baker on the team just on effort. You look at him, he's still fighting. He thinks the score's 0-0.
And that's the thing you like to see, and that's the sign I've always said of a good coach is when his players in times
keep
like
playing.
this keep playing.
Exactly. I agree with that 100%.
And you saw it last week at the Silverdome in the NFL. Marty Morningwig's team.
Right.
They're not very good, but they've given a lot of teams a lot of tough times this year.
They went out and they played hard, and that's credit. And these guys here are out there, they're running around. It's to them, every play is the last play, and that's what you want to see.
High formation, 1st and 10 for the Panthers. No backs behind Clayton Baker. Final 8 minutes of his high school football career. He'll throw. He's going to throw it as far as he can. It's up in that wind. and it's going to fall to the turf.
Well, I expected number 65, J.T. Thompson, to fair catch that one.
That one got up in the wind and almost stayed up there.
Straight up and straight down.
Beautiful facilities
Actually,
here.
That throw right there, Clayton Baker could have actually thrown it and then run underneath it and caught it.
Next year, you're gonna get into some places you haven't been before.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna take you up and let you maybe get a taste of that Portland White House rivalry.
I heard that's a good one.
There's a lot of good rivalries in the area. The Riverdale Oaklands of the world.
Well, I mean, I can't wait to see some more of these coaches. There's been great coaches in Middle Tennessee. I've had a blast dealing with all these guys and, calling them during the week and going and visiting them. We've really had a lot of fun.
Telling them what plays to run. Quick slant complete across the 45. Brett Warren the catch.
He's getting his shots in there. You know what? I never told any of these guys what plays to run. They go out and they have their own fun. I wish I could. I wish I could go out there and have fun with these guys. Okay, I told Coach Pack a couple plays.
And?
What else? Oh, that's right, my man in Franklin. He called me, offensive coordinator for Franklin High School.
I saw that
Left a
game
message.
against Kenwood. They ran a play, and I looked over to the guy I was with and said, "That's a cat's blood." And after the game, he came up to me and said, "Coach Perdue told me that one didn't work." Run up the middle, first down for FRA. 7 minutes to go, 41-0. The Pats Purdue now coaching team. Franklin, a team skill-wise, as they got into the playoffs with their win last week, they'll get a chance to make some noise. And another team that I haven't even mentioned that we did hear on Comcast back in week number 1, we saw them lose. They haven't lost since Brentwood High School.
Right.
Jack Daniels' final year as the head coach there.
Brentwood High School's really done, that's a team that I kind of wish I really wish I could have went and seen rather than going to the Arena Bowl and losing like we did. I would have rather have gone to Brentwood Academy.
I'm glad I stayed. Motion man, Jake Sanders on offense now, and Baker's going to throw it downfield. It's going to be overthrown and almost intercepted.
Ooh. Another one right there.
But Jack Daniels' team's a team that over the last couple of years has given Riverdale some trouble in the playoffs, even in the regular season. And now they'll have an opportunity. They wouldn't meet until the state finals with the changes. But those teams, Lincoln County, another team, Louis Thompson.
And Lincoln County's always a pretty tough opponent, aren't they?
Anytime you have to go down there, they lost the first couple games at home, but rolled through their region. And Louis Thompson, one of the characters in this coaching business.
I'll tell you, I want to see that little private school division playoffs work out. I want to see Coach Powers and
they're at McCauley tonight, and we'll keep it posted.
That'll be a lot of fun seeing that game.
Sweep around the right side. This is Jess Core, who will barrel his way down to the 35. Father Ryan and Brentwood Academy battling over at Vanderbilt tonight.
You think about the coaches. That really, I mean, the whole group, David Pack and Ricky Bowers, and I'll tell you, it's pretty impressive.
Sweep around the right side and gets a couple of blocks, and again, Jess Core only a sophomore.
But you see, these are a bunch of young guys having some fun. Even for Ezel Harding, they got a bunch of sophomores and juniors in there running around making some tackles. It gives everybody a chance to have some fun and get some playing time the last game of the year.
Split backfield, they'll give the Core around the left side. He's got blockers in front. Best run of the night for FRA, a pickup of about 13 yards, and FRA marching down the field. And I know Scott Smith well enough to know that he wants to keep them out of the end zone. We may not score 80 tonight, but we do want to hold them to a shutout.
I'll tell you, I like Jess Core. I like Turner. I think these guys, they have some pretty good young talent. Brett Warren, I like a whole bunch. Don't be surprised if this team next year and the year after are pretty tough as they go along. 2 sophomores, 3 sophomores. I'd say a half dozen sophomores that can really make a difference.
I've seen USJ on tape, CPA in person a couple of times. Haven't seen Collinwood. There's not a better 1A team in the state than what we're watching tonight in Ezel Harding. And the team that's going to beat them is going to have to play a heck of a football game. Scott Smith's got a state title in his sights if his kids come out and play.
Right. Well, you just hit it on the head now. Once you get down to the nitty-gritty in the playoffs, it gets a lot tougher because the intensity's turned up. Oh, nice little face mask right there. Come on now. Come on, Mike Hartman. You don't have to do that. You're a big senior. Don't be a big tough guy. Be smart.
Under 5 minutes to go in the final game here on CSS. And we're wrapping things up 41-0. It's been all Ezel from their first offensive play of the game. They took it 60-plus yards. They haven't looked back. Clayton Baker under center. Get the core around the left side. They like this play now. Starting to work and pounds it inside the 20-yard line.
Don't be surprised now if you see a little bit of pride, and all of a sudden Coach Smith sends in some of his first stringers on defense, and here they come walking down to the other end. Big number 15, that's Henderson walking his way down. You see who else is working their way down there?
No, they're not.
No, they're not going to send in the first string, huh?
I can assure you.
Okay.
They're freezing down here. They have them, if they could go in the locker room, they would here.
They'd love to just go hide right now, huh?
Turner, the tailback in the I formation, behind Core and Baker. Baker to throw, comes to the quick slant underneath, complete.
Nice.
Now incomplete. Good throw and almost a good play there. It would have got it inside the 10-yard line, but they'll rule it incomplete. 2nd and 10 with exactly 4 minutes to go. And do want to say a special thanks to, while we're passing out thank yous, not only to all the coaches and from all the way back at Brentwood Academy, our first home game, to here at FRA, the home teams have really done a great job.
They
treating
have
us
bent
well.
over backwards to make it comfortable for us, and we've been very lucky.
And the best director in all of sports, Bill McFall, who's had to put up with you and I all year. Appreciate him.
Travis. Travis has done a good job dealing with us, too. A fumble
the football there as Turner got it inside the 15. He fumbles the football, but FRA hangs on to it. Who's Travis? Travis Porterfield. That guy.
Okay.
Travis Porterfield, do appreciate all his hard work as well.
I'll tell you, he runs around for us. He's done everything, and
the entire staff from CSS.
Oh, we've had good people,
including the tire marks down in the end zone. They do everything very well.
What about the cameramen? Tell me they are not cold tonight.
They are the cameramen up on forklifts here high atop FRA in that wind. I'm sure that feels good. You guys stay warm out there.
Larry Ridley.
Larry Ridley, 3rd and 5, and flags come flying in. Larry Ridley down on our sidelines. Entire crew.
Fun. Actually, where is Larry? Larry Ridley's
over by the heater.
Hey, I just figured it out. We talked about that with Coach Weichert.
Larry Ridley has never been on the opposite sideline all year long, except he knows where the heater is.
Got dead ball. Approachment. On defense. Penalty 5 yards.
Bill,
still 3rd down.
You got to get me a shot. Larry's over at the 45-yard line.
Right in front of the heater.
Well, I mean, I guarantee you that Melissa Starr and Jill Arrington and Jack Root.
Who did he say?
Beasley Reese. Adrian Karsten does not stand next to the heater over there. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
What if we needed a tidbit?
Give me a break.
Unbelievable. There's some
Look
of
at
our
the camera guys freezing. And
he's up in the trees.
Don't forget the stats crews.
Stats crew. As always, the audio crew. Everybody's done a great job here. FRA trying to get on the board. 2.5 minutes to go. Core around the left side. Inside the 5. Touchdown, FRA.
All right. Little moral victory for FRA.
And they do, and the FRA cheerleaders continue to cheer on. They've got the earmuffs on. The smartest folks here in the crowd.
We got the earmuffs on, too.
Thank goodness. Tomorrow, big day in college football, number 1 and number 2 in the BCS.
Oklahoma.
In Lincoln, 246 straight sellout in Lincoln, Nebraska.
I bet you that's going to be.
And a team against a team that's won 20 straight.
Oof.
Doesn't get much better than that.
No,
Middle at home tomorrow against New Mexico State, the biggest game in Andy McCullum.
Flag on the play?
Wipe it off.
We're going to wipe it off, I think you said.
Okay, that's good.
No foul on the play. No foul on the play.
We appreciate you wiping that off. You got Middle at home against New Mexico State, Vandy's at Duke, Tennessee at home against South Carolina.
I'm going to try to get out to see Middle and
You're going. I'm picking you up in the morning.
I'll tell you one thing. I would really, really like to see a good crowd out there at Middle. Coach McCollum deserves it, and those that group out there deserves it.
Extra point attempt here, 2:30 to go, 41-6. FRA now on the board. The hold is down, the kick is up, and it's going to land down near my car in the parking lot. It's good. 41-7. We'll take a break. Come back with the final 2.5 minutes on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
Number to call.
Yes! Yes!
look for these great new channels. Coming soon to a TV near you.
Aquinas College, dedicated to a tradition of academic excellence and Christian values. We will meet your educational needs. Aquinas offers a baccalaureate business program, 4-year teacher education degree, an associate nursing degree, an RN to BSN nursing program, liberal arts associate degree, and our adult weekend college. At Aquinas, you'll receive an affordable education with a low student-teacher ratio. Call Aquinas College now at 297-7545.
And welcome back to FRA. 41 to
Onside
7.
kick?
Why not?
No.
I think you'll see it.
You think? No.
I think you'll see him work on it.
Why not? Okay.
Why not? You got a young squad. Chris Cummings goes somewhere and play football next year. Needs to show off how he can kick onside kicks. The Wind says we're going to let you rest a minute longer. 2.5 minutes to go. The Wind at an all-time high now. The FRA flag next to the press box here is blowing very, very hard.
Whipping up against the window.
Old Glory high atop, blowing as well.
There's the FRA flag.
Whew. That thing is moving, whipping in the wind here. Cummings set to kick. A bit of an onside formation, we'll see. And they will kick it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and he got it. How about that? He didn't even use his blockers.
Great bounce.
He picks it up at the 49.
Right. Cannot advance it. He got it himself.
You're supposed to let the blockers go in front and block and clear it out. He said, I'm going to outrun them and go get it. This is one of the best plays we've seen all year. Chris Cummings, the kicker.
We're gonna. Hey, you know what? I'm thinking about adding him as our onside kicker.
Specialty guy.
We're going to make him our onside kicker.
FRA gets the onside kick. They'll take over at the Ezel 49-yard line with 2:26 to go in the ballgame. Watch this. Watch the bounce.
Hey.
Right here. Boink. Right back to me.
Hey, I'm going to say, hey, don't kid yourself. Coach Smith now, you look at who he's got out there. His 3 linebackers are back in the game.
Baker to throw the ball, completes it. A pickup of about 6 yards as Brett Warren on the catch.
His 3 linebackers are back in the game. Suggs, Henderson, and Owens. That's number 20, number 21, and number 15 back in the game. Lyman back in the game.
And I think more than anything else, it's to send a message to his young guys saying, hey,
you didn't get it done.
When you're out there, we need you to play.
Right.
41-7, it's not about wins and losses.
It's about playing football.
Lone back is Core on 2nd and 5. Baker will throw, throws it outside, is going to complete it, and there's a big hit there.
My man Suggs.
Blake Turner makes a catch. Suggs with the hit, knocks him out of bounds. Pickup of a couple. Bring up 3rd down with 1:39 to go.
Watch my man Suggs here. He says, hey, you made me come back in the game? I'm going to give you a little bit of wood.
You see him down on the Ezel sideline. 3rd and 4 for George Weiker's squad.
Hey, if you have to go back out there and it's cold like that, you might as well make it count.
No question about it.
In there.
For the lone back, 41-7, Ezel on top. Turner the motion man to the wide side. Baker will throw.
Uh-oh, Baker
throw it up.
Rush.
It's going to be incomplete.
That's a nice rush by the big guy, Guthrie.
With exactly 1 minute to
nice
go.
Little hump move.
Do want to say one more special thank you to Chevrolet, our sponsor this season. They're already back on board for next season.
Hey, don't forget, I want my car.
Your car, no question about it. What were you what kind were you looking for?
Let's see. I'll take a Chevy Trailblazer.
That's funny. Isn't that what you drive right now, Coach?
How about, wait, I got a better one. I'll take a, you know what I want?
Don't be wrong.
I want a Chevy Citation.
That's what my mom used to drive back in like 82.
So I want to use 82 Chevy Citation.
It was bright red with a hatchback. Baker to throw on 4th down. He's going to pump fake. Now looks for a receiver. He's going to throw it up for grabs and just throws it away.
How about
on
Nova?
4th down? And he's out.
Chevy too?
I don't know. But they are back on board next year, and we'll be back with you. And you never know where else you might see us pop up.
That's right. That's right.
So
you might see us pop up in a whole bunch of you don't think he puts Mr. Suggs back in, do you? Oh, Shelley back in.
No, I don't.
No. I don't think so.
49 seconds to go, 41-7, and you probably see him just run it up the middle here in this football game.
Yeah.
Ezel will now move and continue their undefeated season.
You see who's in there. Randy Schlappy.
A 10-0 season, and we'll take a look at the play of the game.
Hey, that's hard now.
There have been a lot of them.
It's hard going 10-0.
It was. There have been a lot of them, and